This bowl from earlier is empty, so I brought it in.
Okay.
Take this off from the bathroom and I'll just do it upstairs so I can run and get a little bit. If my vaccine card's on the table, I'll put that information on the patient portal while I'm waiting.
Sounds like a plan. Alright, here we are again. Gonna catch that little guy today. We'll let the intro and stuff play out first before we really get too deep into it. Alright, there we go. Okay, we're still online, that is good. Just wanted to make sure because when I went to do it on my phone, I was having a little bit of a problem connecting to my chat, which was not a good sign, but I refreshed it and it reconnected just fine, so hopefully that's enough of a good sign. So, I think I'll let the music play through one more time before we get started. Sound good? Hopefully, because at the moment, that's the plan. Okay, so, question for everyone, including for me. What looks like crap, feels like crap, but feels a lot better than they did when they first woke up this morning? The answer is me, because I got my booster shot yesterday, and I feel like garbage. Not as bad as I did earlier this morning, though, so it must be going away fairly quickly. So next question. Let's see. I don't have the script next to me, so I can't pretend I'm flipping through pages here. But the next question is an easy one. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, the Stream Edition. Last time, we first did a bunch of Battle Bingo stuff, and then we went ahead and explored the SS Libra, where, as you can see by my model, we lost the Snag Machine, and that's not really a good thing. So today we're going to work on getting it back, but while we're busy doing other stuff, I figured we'd take care of a whole bunch of the side quest stuff that we've got going on today. Namely, we'll go take care of this interview that cost me a Bonsley last time. We'll go take care of Bonsley itself, and then we will also go and do some stuff at Mount Battle, along with taking care of Hordel's Togepi, which is almost purified at this point, so. Oh, it ain't no big deal, Emily, it's just the news. Yeah, I'm worried about them too. I was actually looking for one of them when I got the email here, which is just great. I did, yes. I've been waiting for this. Sorry, that's the best Akihiko impression you're going to get out of me. I don't know if that's a good idea. I mean, I'm like, what, 13? It seems a little bit excessive, doesn't it? Alright, fair enough. So now, depending on how you answer these questions will depend on the reward that you get. Ideally, you want to answer yes to all of them for two reasons. One, because they're all yes answers, like they're all true. And two, because it probably has the best reward out of the bunch, although all of the rewards are exclusive, as far as I'm aware. You can't get them anywhere else in the game, except for the reward where you're, like, fiddling between yes and no for some of the answers, I think. So, yeah, generally speaking, you want to answer yes to all the questions because they're true. Like this one. This is true. I did. And yes, actually, I was on TV before that. I was on for the Pokespot, news spot. So, yeah, yep. And, well, we're trying to get them back as best we can right now. I mean, I don't know about amazingly talented. I'm getting there, but still got a long way to go before I catch up to Dad. I mean, I'm glad you enjoyed it, but it's real life. You don't have to make it sound like this is a movie or a video game. And for answering yes to all three of her questions, we get the Amulet Coin at a much more convenient spot in this game than in Coliseum, where you get it at the end of the game. You can use it on like 2 trainers. So yeah, now we can actually use it for a reasonable period of time, rather than not at all. And I think we're going to go ahead and do that. Oh, yeah, actually, since last time while I was going ahead, I decided I would take the liberty of looking for Bonsley on my own in between episodes, because nobody wants to watch me do that, because that means we just have to interrupt all the dungeons and stuff to go looking for the Pokespots when we did it. So I got Bonsley on the Pokespot monitor right now. If I go over here, I can actually show you. And in the process, I actually captured a Surskit at the Oasis spot, which is very convenient and fortuitous, because I actually need a rock type in order to get one of my last 2 sets complete with perfect tempo. So because of that, we will now be able to do that earlier than we would be able to otherwise. Sorry, I am a little tired because I barely went into deep sleep last night due to how sore I was. So, do I give Breloom the leftovers and give Aaron the Amulet Coin? Yeah, I think I do, actually, because, well, actually, it doesn't really matter right now because the next area we're going to go to isn't really going to have a whole lot of stuff for us to get in terms of, like, money-wise, because after we're done with this little sequence, we're going to want to go and do some stuff at Mount Battle. We're going to do the next 2 areas today, because I figured we might want to... It was actually pretty fortuitous anyway, because I said, oh, well, I'll probably feel like garbage from the booster. So I might want to take it easy today and not do like super over-the-top madness stuff. So that's the thought. I think it's a good thought. Anyway, so yeah, the rock monitor spot is responding, and so let's go over there. Sorry, my brain is still in a fog. There it is. Hey, Bonsley, oh, don't cry now, little buddy. I'll take you home. I don't think you have to approach by walking slowly like this, but it just seems more... Well, actually, it seems a little intimidating, to be honest, looking at the animation. Hey, buddy, don't you want to go home? I know where your family is, if that makes any difference. There you go, that's better. Alright, so let's get Bonsley back to the little girl. And of course it plays Jovi's theme here because why wouldn't it? Well, I figured it was probably going to get a little hungry, so I said, okay, let's just, you know, go from there. It's because you guys haven't been out to the Poké spots yet, Bit. Oop, almost dropped my top to my water bottle. Oh, you're welcome. No big deal. Your belief was well placed. You're welcome, little guy. Rather happy to be here, it seems. So that's good. And for finishing out this side quest, we get the Bonsley card. What is this for? Ah, yeah, it's a secret battle bingo card. We couldn't actually do this one until we completed the side quest, so now we get, the next time we go for the battle bingo stuff, there's an extra card that we can play. We won't be playing it next time we go, we'll be playing it the time after that, but still, it's nice to have around. It's actually, I think it's a pretty simple card if I recall correctly. It's like about as hard as one of the novice ones, but still, it's a nice little reward, and it lets you gain access to a Pokemon that you normally wouldn't have access to in this generation, so as you'll see when we go there. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so he kind of tells you what's going to happen with it anyway, because the Bonsley card, you can actually use Bonsley in battle, and that wouldn't be something you'd be able to do until Gen 4 normally, so it's a nice little sneak peek at some of the stuff that they would put into the game in Gen 4. Excuse me. Always is, Bit. There always is. Yeah, I'm just glad they're all, you know, good to go. You're welcome, although I've already said you're welcome a bunch today, so, you know. Apparently so. I mean, I've seen it before, but I have the advantage of being from the future, so, yeah. I don't know about Dance. I have 2 left feet, Detro, but it makes me happy to see that she's happy, so. Alright, so now the next thought process that I have, well, first of all, we gotta trade the Surskit in to Duking so I can get the other Pokemon from him. I gotta go get my snacks from the Pokespot again, but how's Togepi doing? Almost there. Okay, so probably by the time we walk out of here, and take care of the stuff with Duking, excuse me, Bonsley should be, or not Bonsley, Togepi should be just about ready to go back to Hordell. And then we can take care of that side quest too. And then the only things left on the table before the post-game after those are, well, I gotta get my Poke Snacks back from the Rock Pokespot. That's not really a side quest though. Areas 3 and 4 in Mount Battle, which we'll do today. Area 5 in Mount Battle, which we'll do in a little while because there's a big level jump. And the rest of the Battle Bingo cards, which we'll do in 2 separate sittings. And also the Great Battle CD Hunt, which we'll also go do at a later date. So I gotta figure out by the time the game's over if all of these... I mean, I love all the side activities in this game, but sometimes I feel like it kind of messes with the game's pacing a little bit. And I gotta figure out whether I think that's a detriment or not by the time we're done. At the moment, I think the answer is no, because I love all the side activities, and I mean, it's usually not too long and far out of your way to do them, but I don't know. We'll see. Hey, Duking, I caught another one of those Pokemon, so yep, I got a Surskit. So, excuse me. But I'm keeping the Wooper, don't even ask. Also, I got Quagsire up to level 31 by bullying Dirt off screen in between, and that's why Togepi's almost ready, because I was wandering around while doing that, so. There you go, Duking. And yeah, so if you trade him a Surskit, he'll trade you back a Shuckle, and like I said before, if you trade him a Trapinch, he'll trade you a Meditite with a few moves. So now we can actually see the Shuckle's moves. Hey, Lifeblood, how's it going? Welcome. Sorry you're late, but legendary wind serpents do not hunt themselves. No, that's fine, Lifeblood. You gotta hunt a legendary wind serpent, then do it up. I am okay with that. Get that all set first, and then you can come here. And raise a mug to your successful hunt. So. Alright, so we got a Shuckle. Here it is, level 20. Definitely a Shuckle, because it has 39 HP and a lot of defense. So that's just great. And yeah, like I said, here you go. Here's Shuckle's moveset. Other than some of the poison types available in the game, it's the only one that has access to both Toxic and Sludge Bomb. Like, you can't teach these to Pokemon with TMs until the post-game by doing some of the really hard content. So, if your poison type doesn't learn those by level up or by purifying, you're screwed. So, use one that does. Swallow learns it by level up, both of them, actually. I think Grimer gets Sludge Bomb at least back by purifying. So, and there's a couple of other poison types that we'll catch in a little while that will also have an advantage. So. But now let's take Shuckle and stick it in the Purify Chamber, because we have a little room for it over here. It's going to go in set 8 over here, and Gligar and I think Pineco are also going to stay here. I don't quite know the exact order of this, though, because I don't have my notes directly in front of me, so I'll do it later. No big deal. We definitely want to place it somewhere around here, though. I think, if I remember right, it's going to be Shuckle, Gligar, Pineco, and then something else. I think a grass type, if I remember right. So we'll just stick that like that for now, and then we'll move this over into Grimer's spot. Stick Grimer right there, and there we go. So now we've got a little synergy going, but we'll have to get some better synergy for this little corner in a little while. Still, though, we've got almost 8 full sets, and that's pretty good. Would it be embarrassing for Aaron that it's still first stage and Gardevoir is already full stage? I don't know. It kind of depends on Aaron's feelings on the whole thing. I mean, I'm just glad to still have my cute little baby Kaiju, so I don't think she cares too much. As long as you're okay with your cute little baby Kaiju, I think it's okay. Alright, but Togepi should be just about done now, and conveniently enough, we've made a spot in our party for it. So let's go back to the lab and see if I hit this right on the nail, which I'm pretty sure I did, but we'll find out in just a moment. Again, fortuitous coincidence, this is happening today. Matter of fact, just to be sure, I'm going to weeble wobble my way back to the Purify Chamber just so I walk around a little more. People look at me like I'm crazy when I do this. There we go. Togepi's ready. Alright, let's bring it back to Hordell. We'll go get our stuff from the Rock Pokespot while we're at it, and then we'll be off to Mount Battle, areas 3 and 4. And that will get Aaron to evolve, so yeah, that'll be good. But Togepi, you're coming with me. Yeah, it's exactly what they're saying. Oh, that kid's drunk and wobbling into a Purify Chamber. We should probably tell his parents. I don't know why that guy was vaguely Western sounding, Southern sounding, but I don't know. So Togepi gets back Helping Hand and Try Attack, or rather Follow Me and Try Attack. It gets Helping Hand just from one of its other moves as a purification move. So not too bad. Again, if you could get it to be a Togetic in this one, it'd actually be a really solid supporter. Oh yeah, it's in the PC. Because it's the only flying type in the game, as far as I'm aware, once it gets a Togetic, that has access to Helping Hand, which means you can Helping Hand an Earthquake, and that is an incredibly powerful way to get a lot of damage out without having to hurt your own Pokemon in the process. But like I said last time, this Togepi is special because it has like base 0 happiness, and happiness gains in this game are incredibly difficult to get. That being said, this Togepi would probably be one of the better ones because it has a modest nature, so I could teach it a whole bunch of special moves. It also has Serene Grace, so that would double their effects. So this one would be a monster if I could actually use it, but I can't. So we're just going to give it straight back to Hordell, and we'll see how that all goes. Where's the Ore region on the Pokemon World map? To my knowledge, I think if I remember I looked at like a Pokemon Earth schematic like way back in the day. I think like right around when Gen 5 was released. And I think the Ore region is west of Johto, if I recall correctly. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think it's west of Johto, like quite a bit west if I recall correctly. So It's and we don't even see the South Sea in Ore. We only see the sea to the west. So it's also possible that it could be to the east of Kanto, but there's more wetlands to the east of Kanto. So I guess it just depends on how you look at the map. But yeah, so that I think is what it is. But there is, if you look on, if you search Google for Pokemon Earth, I think it'll come up with like a model basically that'll let you see where everybody predicts that the regions are. So you can probably look at that and be good to go. All right, let's go to the Rock Pokespot first. I'll grab my snacks because we don't need them anymore. We could use them to catch a Trapinch, but yeah, it's fine. We don't need these. I'll just take these back. Thank you. Conveniently, I have exactly 15 of them now, so that's good. Keeping my numbers intact as usual. We'll go back to Outskirts Stand, and then this would be a very convenient time to go straight to the Snag'em hideout, but, like I said, I want to go take care of business with Mount Battle's areas 3 and 4, because the experience right now is pretty much at the exact levels that we want it to be. Like, we're right around, I think we're a little over-leveled, actually, for both of the areas, but still, it'll be a pretty solid experience for us, and then we can move on with the story after that. Well, Hordell, you're in luck, because I happen to have it here, and it's purified. Yep. Oh, no big deal. Yeah, absolutely. Now, I don't need anything in return, Hordell. I'm just glad to help somebody out getting their Pokemon purified, but if you're offering that Elekid, it is a pretty strong Elekid, so, yeah, let's just see how strong it is, shall we? I will do so. As a matter of fact, I've got a perfect place for it in the Purify Chamber. It is probably one of the best electric types in the game, just short of... Well, actually, no, it probably goes toe-to-toe with Jolteon, even though it starts at a lower level. Like, you only get it at level 20, but take a look at this. So it's got a Bashful Nature, so that doesn't affect its stats at all, if I recall correctly. Yeah, I think it has at least one perfect IV, if I'm not mistaken. Like, that speed looks pretty much spot on for an Elekid. And here's the main draw, is that if you trade him specifically the Togepi, that if you basically purify the Togepi and then immediately trade it to him, it has all 3 of the elemental punches, which is really nice coverage, and then it has cross chop, which is not so good, but it's, still, all 3 of the elemental punches is rare, and it gives it an incredible coverage that you can use to your advantage. Yeah, it does have a terrible nickname, that's true, so maybe that gives Jolteon a few points, but I don't know. I think the coverage moves more than make up for the fact that its nickname is not so good, so... But yeah, if you don't have too many ground weaknesses in your team, it's definitely worth a spot in your party, I would say. I think one of the other major people, like YouTubers that played this game, actually used it in their party, though, so I wanted to use Flareon anyway, so I sort of said, okay, well, we'll just leave it on the back burner. I'll use it in place of probably Voltorb in one of the chambers, so... Yeah, it's always nice when you can see the impact that you made on the world in previous games in roughly the same timeline, yeah. And it's always nice when you can see the impact that you're making on the world around you, just within the game itself, too. So, always a good feeling, because then the NPCs are grateful, and, it just gives you that nice fuzzy feeling inside. Alright, so let's take Voltorb out of this one. We'll stick it in set 9 for now, just to max that out. There we go. And then let's take Elekid. And we'll stick it back where Voltorb was. Over here. There we go. Get our perfect tempo back. There we go. So yeah, now we have 9 sets with pretty decent tempo at the very least. It's not perfect just yet, but by the time we get through, not the next dungeon, but the dungeon after that, we should have perfect tempo in all 9. Which means I can finally purify that meth that Nitro was talking about with no problems whatsoever. Oh boy. Another issue for you is that you would rather train the Togepi. Yeah, and like I said, Togetic would be really strong if you could get it to be a Togetic. Again, though, it's hard to raise happiness in this game to begin with, let alone when the Togepi has the problem of having very low base happiness, lower than normal, and it doesn't gain the 70 happiness that it normally gains when you purify it, so... But it is worth training just to do it for a little while. It doesn't matter, though, as long as you don't evolve it, you still get the Elekid. As a matter of fact, even if you evolve it into Togetic, somehow, you can still get the Elekid, it just doesn't have all of the elemental punches, that's all. So they really thought of everything. Like, he actually has a line that says, oh, that used to be my Togepi, but you trained it, didn't you? And so then he still gives you an Elekid, it's just not the super powerful Elekid that he gives you there. It still has the nickname, but it's just not as powerful. So, alright, Mount Battle. Let's do areas 3 and 4. And then we'll go from there. Togetic could grow up. We're in Gen 4. Set your eyes on Togekiss. Oh yeah, that would be nice. So, that would definitely be nice, but not so in this particular generation. We are not quite at Gen 4 just yet, just because, I mean, Munchlax and Bonsly are in this game, but this is a Gen 3 game, so it's just like a sneak peek, basically, into what Gen 4 had to offer. Alright, let's start with Area 3, and we'll go from there. Abra, take me home. Country roads. Not country roads, mountain roads. That's what this is. Oh well. Alright, so yeah, we'll do this, and then if you recall correctly, once we get past Area 30, up ahead here, it'll actually start the volcano area, so then we'll get a little bit of a change of scenery. And if we go fight this first trainer, you'll see why I didn't want to go do this as soon as we could before this. Because when we fight Sailor Grestley here, you'll notice that he has a single Pokemon, if I recall correctly. Yep. But it's a Raichu, and, well, let's wait for the levels to pop up. It is level 27, so if we had tried this back when we did Area 2 and the Pokemon were like level, what, 15, 16, we probably would have gotten our asses beat, so that's not something I wanted to do. He has Double Team, so that's fun. I guess I'm going to need to use some accuracy boosting with the call function. Or I could just Munchshot it and just instantly kill it. That would be good too. Very nice. Good job, Quagsire. Way to hit that 95 minus 1% accuracy move. And by 95 minus 1, I mean 95% normally, and then it goes back by 1 stage because of the evasiveness. Oh yeah, Aaron will be done before we get out of this area. So, before we even get to Area 4, it'll be evolved. So that'll be good. Yeah, it seems like a pretty good way to do this stuff. Train with your favorites. I try to use my favorites when I play these games, just make them all, mix them up into a pretty decent team, so. Oh, you just rub it in my face, game, come on. No way I'm gonna get a Togetic in this one, and you're just like, yep, Togetic, there you go. Did you say Togetic? Oh boy. Alright, so let's Ice Beam that. Probably won't KO it, but that's okay. And, so it's a Goldeen, so I guess we'll let Gardevoir come out and do this stuff, so. Yeah, he is superior. Just won't even, apparently the rest of the trainers in this area have a lot of easier times getting their Pokemon to gain happiness. I think it would be interesting to test, actually, if, because normally in Gen 3, when you challenge a gym leader, that actually gives your entire party some happiness. And I would be interested in testing to see if challenging the area leaders here at Mount Battle had a similar effect as challenging a gym leader. Because if that was the case, you could just grind out Area 1 and 2 like over and over and over again to get Togepi into a Togetic. Because that gives you like plus 3 or 4 happiness across your whole party, if I remember right. I'd have to look at the chart again, but I'm pretty sure that's about right. So. The only way I'd be able to test that, though, would be if I had like an emulator where I could actually like monitor the exact happiness values and then see if they go up when you battle the area leader. And at the moment, I don't have access to that, so I would need like a cheat engine tool, basically, in order to check that out. It would be interesting, though, if that was the case, because that would make getting happiness evolutions a hell of a lot easier in this one. Like, you might end up getting to the end game without getting a Crobat, even if you get the Zubat at a relatively low level. So, you'd bet that would work, or just Google that. I've tried Googling it, to be honest with you, but the way that happiness mechanics work in Pokemon Coliseum and XD are not very well documented on the internet. It's surprising how little information on the inner workings of this game is available on the internet, actually. I did, however, find out by digging a lot on Google that the colognes that you can buy to change a Pokemon's, like, to affect the Pokemon's heart gauge, those do not affect happiness in any way. Even if it says that they're delighted, that's not a happiness thing. That just means that they're delighted because, well, they're opening their heart a little bit more. It has nothing to do with happiness. They probably could have worded it a little bit better, but I don't know. Excuse me a moment, I'm going to blow my nose. Sorry, I bumped the mic there. Hopefully I remember to mute this exactly. Okay, there we go. Alright, so now we've got a third. It's a coughing. That's fine. We should be able to knock that out with a combination of attacks. So. Actually, I probably would have wanted to have Aaron use, like, Iron Tail on that, but I don't dare to use a 75% accurate move without boosting my accuracy first. That's never gonna happen. Yeah, I gave Aaron the leftovers, by the way. I don't remember if I did that on-screen or off-screen last time, but yep, there you go. So she's got a little bit of a boost for her HP. So now she can tank even more hits. And Mudshot should be pretty good. Same type attack bonus move for Quagsire, all the way up to level 42 once he learns Earthquake. We're just really waiting on level 35, because once we get to 35 and I get Yawn, I can actually go to the move tutor then, and I can teach Breloom Body Slam at that point. I'll just get rid of Stun Spore, and I'll keep what's it called, False Swipe as its like support move, and that'll be pretty useful. All right, combination attack. Let's do this. Still the weirdest thing in Pokemon since Gen 6 and Quagsire opening its mouth. Yeah, Quagsire, just gigantic mouth. It's, I forget what animal it's based on, but it reminds me of those giant salamanders that they have in Japan that are like, they look like little, like, thin, long boulders, basically. They look like rocks, practically. And they have these gigantic mouths. And when they yawn, it takes them like a solid minute to finish yawning because they basically have to let it all come out of their system. Speaking of yawning, I'm yawning now, but Aaron is evolving. Let's let my little kaiju grow up a little bit. There you go. Now you look more intimidating. So there we go. Aaron has evolved into Laren. And it isn't nearly as long of a wait between this evolution and the evolution into Agron. You only got to get to level 42 to get an Agron, so that shouldn't be too long from now. Probably a few episodes and then we'll be fully evolved. Let's take a look at the stats now. Yeah, there we go. Almost 100 defense at level 32. That's impressive for a not fully evolved Pokemon. So, alright, I think we'll get Flareon in here, actually. We'll keep Quagsire in because Quagsire can still get up to level 32 this way. And maybe I'll switch it out if there's like a disadvantage on the field. We'll see. Aaron feels like the cheap enemy trope of the RPG, like enemies with defense so high you deal 1 damage and their HP's like 10 HP. Or would have said felt like. Yeah, she does have quite a lot of defense, so I can understand the feeling. It's like a Metal Slime, right? Like in Dragon Quest stuff, where it's like... Actually, in the case of Metal Slime, I think it's just like... what's it called? It's just got so much evasiveness. And I mean, your attacks don't do a whole lot of damage anyway to them, but in the case of Metal Slime, you just can't hit them sometimes either. So... will Nosepass die to 1 Water Pulse? I'm gonna Helping Hand it anyway, just for the hell of it. Just to make sure, and then we'll take care of the other stuff later. We finally get to test out our new Flamethrower TM that we got, if we can hit it. Oh, that's a Quagsire. Okay. Yeah, never mind, still low HP. It's got a little bit of HP problems still for now. It'll get better HP once we get to its final stage, so... But yeah, so kind of a Metal Slime-esque trope, I think. Alright, so now... I mean, Flareon's probably just going to KO with Flamethrower, so let's just do that. Go for it, Flareon! I love the particle effects on the fire in this game. They look so high-tech by comparison to some of the stuff that we've had before. I mean, you look back at some of the other stuff that was on the earlier parts of the GameCube, and you look back at like stuff like Skies of Arcadia and all that, and it's like, whoa, that's high-res particle effects right there. So, yeah, high defense and dodging gods, but the liquid metal slime is worse. Oh my god, I think I remember the liquid metal slime. Was that in Dragon Quest 1 or Dragon Warrior 1? I forget. I think I mean, I remember metal slimes in Dragon Warrior 1, but I don't know if there were liquid metal slimes in it. So, yeah, instant runaway, yeah. Get me out of here. So, yeah, I don't remember if it was in Dragon Quest 1. That's the only Dragon Quest game that I've actually played all the way through to the end, is Dragon Quest 1. It's a series that I've always thought about getting into, but I just never have. So, maybe one day. I definitely want to play Dragon Warrior 1 or Dragon Quest 1 for the stream, though, so... That'll be eventually. It's just a leap. Alright. Is Ice Beam super effective? I don't think so. I think Rock resists Ice, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Leap has kind of weird resistances that I can never really, like, put my finger on, because its typing is just so unique. You just don't see Grass Rock very often. I don't think you see it anywhere else, honestly, in the Pokédex, so... There might be one other Pokemon that has that typing, but I definitely can't think of it off the top of my head, so... Apparently Ice is super effective, though, so that's not too bad. And Quagsire's level 32, got a little bit of special attack because of all the training we did, so that's good. I wonder if we'll get any animations where Quagsire, like, fully opens its mouth. Maybe from Yawn. But there is an animation that HAL Laboratory had for Quagsire where it, like, fully opens its mouth. And, I mean, I would think yawning would be, like, the easiest way to do that for it, but... Yeah, we'll see. You want to stay and kill it, but they run away before combat even starts. Oh, okay, I see. Gotcha. Yeah, because they're worth a whole bunch of experience, if I remember right, so... But they're just like, nope, goodbye. I'm taking my experience with me. So. Okay, yeah, the other Pokemon is just Cradily. Okay, yeah, there's no one else that has that typing. Fair enough, it gives it some uniqueness. It just isn't really offensive enough for my taste. Ooh, this is a very good team to fight right here, because I got advantages against both. Blech. Yeah, it's got that unique typing, but it's just not offensive enough for my taste. You can never really inflict a whole ton of damage with it without setting up a whole bunch first. This Forretress should be worth good experience. They start to incorporate a few fully evolved Pokemon in here to give you a little bit of a boost to experience, so... Not that you need it terribly at the moment. I think in the next dungeon, the highest level Pokemon you'll be fighting is like level 32, so... We're probably good at the level we're at, but I figure might as well get this done because I want to get it out of the way so we have a little bit less on our plate when it comes to side quests in the endgame, you know? Audino is, by the way, the EXP enemy of Pokemon. Yeah, that's right, the one that was in the Rustling Grass in Gen 5, yeah. Because it gives you a whole ton of experience. And usually it doesn't really... I think Audino is a little bit tamer than a lot of the EXP enemies in most RPGs because it... you can kind of kill it a little bit easier. It doesn't really do much in most of the battles with you other than maybe do like a single normal type move on you. Hell, if you get it a high enough level, I don't even think it has any attacking moves if I remember right. So I'm going to Brick Break the Houndour, and then I think I'm going to Mega Drain the Corsolan next turn, because I don't think Bite's going to KO. But Houndour is a little bit of a threat to Breloom, so we'll just take care of that. I mean, I guess Corsola is a little bit of a threat to Flareon, but Flareon has such high special defense that I'm not even worried at all. So, okay, I might be waiting another turn before I Mega Drain. So, it's okay, though. Yeah, like, that's not going to do hardly anything at all, so... I ain't even worried about that. Okay. Usually when I do this stuff, like when I'm doing Mount Battle or I'm doing something that's basically just like, it's almost the equivalent of doing like grinding. It's not really grinding because there is like actual rewards at the end of this, and I want to show the little bit of progress we're making here because we have to get up to Area 5 to get a TM that I want for one of my Pokemon. So it's not really grinding, but usually when I come into streams like this, I try to have some sort of topic of conversation that I can have with people while I'm doing these parts, but today I didn't really think of anything, partially because my head's still in a haze from the booster shot yesterday. So I figured we'll just take it easy today, because I feel like taking it easy anyway. So it'll be fine. We'll just shitpost about the battles occasionally, no big deal. Cannot run away, and it is support Pokemon. Ardino always has secret power, which turns into Needle Arm with sleep. In worst cases, that it is annoying. Okay, yeah. I mean, annoying, no big deal. If it ran away first turn, it would be a little bit more of a tricky thing to deal with and get experience from. But like if it was like Abra or something, right, where it had teleport, that'd be a little bit annoying. But it'd be more akin to like a Dragon Quest type of EXP enemy. But it doesn't. So, hey Marie, how's it going? Welcome back. Been here since about 4:15, just gushing over Shining Pearl. Oh, there you go. No problem. You do that. I am glad you are having fun with it, so... Ooh, intimidate. I'm so intimidated. Or I will be in about 2 seconds. Oh, okay. He doesn't have, like, multiple Intimidate Pokemon. I was expecting to see only Intimidate Pokemon here, but that's okay. They kept the old Game Corner theme in the clothing shop. They replaced it, but it's styles instead of mix and match pieces of outfits. Like, there's a casual leather style, but it's 120k. Oof, wow, that's a lot. Yeah, that'll hit your wallet a little bit, won't it? I don't think Breloom's a good match for Masquerain there, so I think... I'm going to switch Laren in. I could switch Flareon in and we'd be good, but yeah, I don't think Breloom's going to do a whole lot here. I think that's actually probably a good call, though, in terms of like making it so there's styles instead of individual pieces of clothing, because with the chibi style of things in the Gen 4 remakes, it would be kind of hard to distinguish one piece of clothing from another depending on how far out the camera is, so I think it's probably a good choice on their part, so that way you can see the style no matter whether you're in battle or you're out of battle on the screen, on the field screen where it's mostly chibi stuff. So I think it's a good choice. It makes sense to me. There are a whopping 2 styles that cost less than 98k. Oh, you get your money's worth, that's for sure. Get that amulet coin. Reminds you of the problem for Gen 4 for you. Elucidate on it, Lifeblood. Tell me what you think. We will get some discourse in here. That's okay with me. Headbutt him, Laren. There you go. Good work. Most people don't know where the Gen 4 amulet coin is. You did and got it ASAP. That is correct, though, because I do not remember where it is off the top of my head. So, that is a correct thing to say. I mean, I could just look it up, but, I mean, when Gen 4 first came out, that information wasn't as readily available on the internet, if I recall correctly, so. I think it would work a little better if it was Masquerain and Crawdaunt, man. You might want to train a little bit, although then you'd have to go up to, like, another area, so. You did, literally said getting this ASAP, I want money. Yeah, that makes sense to me, so, fair enough. Okay, there we go. Just double checking my experience totals that I need. Breloom's going to be done after this battle, I think, so. Probably. Because I have electric type attacks, and also psychic type attacks, and fighting type attacks, and that'll definitely work for Celio. I don't know, I think Quagsire will just get KO'd by a single psychic, so I think we'll just do that. You hate the fire and water starters in Gen 4, so you pick grass, but the problem is that you really like Roserade, and you try and train the same typing of Pokemon, so that's your problem. I mean, bench the starter, I do that all the time. Yeah, I mean, you could bench your starter. That would be an alternative solution to that if you wanted to do that, so it's, I mean, I think that's a fair problem. Sometimes people don't want to train more than one of the single type of Pokemon. It's, you know... You could have that problem in any generation, though. I don't think it's explicitly specific to Gen 4, but it's based on a personal preference thing about Gen 4 starters, so... I still haven't watched a whole lot of videos for the Gen 4 remakes. I think I watched maybe, like, one, so I didn't really get a good impression of, like, what my problems were with it just yet. Oh, at -1, Breloom is faster. Fair enough. Probably wouldn't have KO'd with Mega Drain anyway because Psychic didn't KO, and Gardevoir has a lot more special attacks, so... You know. You regularly have teams that don't have starter Pokemon on them. Oh, we're gonna have that happening. Not soon, but probably when we go play some of the other Pokemon games I'm planning on playing for the stream. We will get starter Pokemon, but they won't be traditional starter Pokemon, if you know what I mean. And if you don't, you'll find out soon. Well, not soon, but, you know. Yeah, it's the held item that doubles your money if the Pokemon that's holding it is in battle. Yep. Yeah, Crawdaunt is in the Pokemon you wanted to train and then said nah in the last game. Was Crawdaunt in Coliseum? Not Croconaw. No, not Croconaw. The evolution of Corphish, not the evolution of Totodile. So it clicked in my head just as I said that out loud. Sorry, it didn't click immediately. My brain was not working, evidently. Actually, I'm going to stick Quagsire in for this next one, because I think I remember what TM you get from this, and it's something that Quagsire will have an advantage against, so... Nice to meet you. You feel awful benching Pokemon. I get that, yeah. It's, you know... It's something that you can do, or it's something that you don't, you know. It just depends on how much of a bond you formed with the Pokemon, and to be fair, in some cases, people form pretty effective bonds with them, so... Maybe it's the next area where the TM is. I don't know. We're going to find out in a second, so... Spoiled something for yourself, you're screaming. You did so good, but at the same time, holy crap, you want to live. Twitch censored crap for you on Freeze's comment? Oh boy. Why do the area leaders have the Cypher admin theme? I don't know. Because why not? That's probably a good way of putting it, Conker. And hello, Conker. How you doing? Welcome. Yeah, I'd say because why not would probably be a good enough reason. Now you remember Amulet Coin, the thing that you never used. Oh boy. Must have had a little bit of a tight wallet in some cases. At least it isn't a tight belt. You know, the item that's basically the only accessory that you can equip in the post-game of Pokemon Red and Blue Rescue Team. Is that what it was called? The one that prevents you from starving in the game, basically. Okay, it is this one. Alright, yeah, the TM that you're going to get from this one is Shockwave. So, I just didn't see any electric types in the field at first, and I was like, wait a minute, where are they? But that's okay. Alright. So, let's let Gardevoir KO the Spinda. And then we'll just Mudshot the Electrike and off we go. I already have Shockwave though, so this TM isn't something that I particularly need. If I was going to train Togepi to evolve it, I would have taught it Shockwave along with Psychic and Flamethrower to go with Helping Hand, but yeah, it's not training it. We already gave it to Hordell. Oh, I should actually show you what happens on the Shadow Monitor when you give it to Hordell as well, because I think it's kind of a little bit silly, the status of Togepi once you trade it away, so... I'll show you in a minute. Excuse me. Imagine buying everything in that one boutique in X and Y without the Amulet Coin. Yeah, that place was pricey, if I remember right. Oh boy. With the niece and nephew earlier, so you haven't said anything so far. I may leave later to take care of some things for them. No problem, Conker. You do what you gotta do. Gotta keep the niece and nephew happy. So, not a problem. Being a good uncle, yes, exactly. Not that hard, considering you barely use the money you get in Pokemon games. Yeah, I guess that's fair enough. If you don't buy a whole bunch of items, then yeah, you'd probably have a decent-sized wallet then, so. Positive it costs more than 2 million. Oh, 600 Poke Coupons. Nice. That's a lot better than before. More than 2 million to buy everything in there, and you bought them out twice. Yeah, that's quite a bit of money. That's very expensive. So. Okay. And there's our TM34 Shockwave. So now, oh yeah, let's check out the shadow monitor so I can show you what it says about Togepi. It's probably all the way at the bottom here, but we can go check it out. Yep, there you go. So it's got Zangoose and Nosepass on there, but everybody else is in like a set or in your party or whatever. Togepi is just gone. It just says location gone. Because it was entrusted back to Hordell, but yeah, it just says gone. I don't know, I just find that a little silly, but whatever. Your niece wants you to do something but refuses to ask me herself and has asked your mom and sister to ask you instead. Is she scared of you? No, but she for some other reason doesn't want to. Wonder if she thinks you won't do it. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. You've done harder on money choices. Yeah, I think that there's a lot of games that have those sorts of decisions about what you can do with your cash, so I get it. I think we'll just stick with this for now. We'll get everybody up to 33. Maybe we'll get a couple at 34 before we're done with Area 4. And then there'll just be one more area of Mount Battle that I want to do, barring any chance of me doing it post my Wisdom Teeth operation, so. Yes, I can, and that's why I'm going to go do that now. You just spent 170k-ish on Pokeballs and Moo Moo Milk? Yeah, that's a large capture raid that you're going to have, so. I don't know, just based on the stories that Conker's told me about the niece and nephew, they both seem pretty fond of him, so I don't think it's anything about not liking him. I think it's just, maybe there's something else going on there. I don't know. But yeah, so we're in the volcano area now that we're on areas, for basically 31 through 60 you're in the volcano area. And once you leave the volcano area, that's when things get hard. So, but we'll worry about that if we won't be leaving these areas basically. So we're going to be in the volcano for the rest of our time on Mount Battle for the rest of the game basically. So because we're only going to do one other area after this unless I go do the rest of Mount Battle after I'm done getting my Wisdom Teeth out. If we finish up all the post-game stuff, though, before I get my Wisdom Teeth out, then I'm just going to say that's enough for the game, because we'll do basically everything else besides the rest of Mount Battle, and we already finished Mount Battle and Coliseum, so I think I'd be okay with leaving areas 6 through 10 on the table. There is a really good reward for doing them from if you start all the way back at Area 1 and do the whole 100 battle challenge, but I can talk about that later when we get a little closer. Hashtag bad money decisions, apparently so. Did you forget, or weren't there were herbs in Celestic Town? It's basically a standard Pokemart now. Oh, so they don't have the herb seller? No? Interesting. You were hoping for revival herbs, yeah. Hey, stop talking, that looks very dangerous. Yeah, there's no railing here, so hope you don't get a little woozy when you're on places like this, because this could be a little, I mean, there's a railing here, but not on the platforms, so. I don't know, let's find out. Think she thinks you won't do the thing if she asks, even when you said if she asked you, you'd do it, and you know she heard you say so. Little kids are funny like that, though. They'll just, like... They'll just do stuff like that, even if they haven't displayed that behavior previously. They'll just be like, I don't know. They get these inklings in their heads, and then you can't get rid of it. I feel bad for this lady, because she definitely, if she was up a little higher in this area, she definitely could have evolved this Curlia into a Gardevoir. And then she wouldn't be getting blasted by a Gardevoir, but... Oh well. This might actually hurt a little if it's on Quagsire. That's not a Psychic-type move. That's a move that you only get in Fire Red Leaf Green, if I remember right. I don't even think you get that in Emerald. What's the explanation that Psychic beats Poison? That's a good question. Maybe it could be like a comic book explanation, right? Like the poison enhances their psychic powers or something. I don't know why that would make it super effective, but yeah, I don't know. I always thought that fire could be super effective against poison, because I would think that a poisonous material, especially something that looks like toxic or radioactive sludge, which is what a lot of the poison types have in common, is that a lot of their poison is like sludge-based or volatile chemical elements-based. I would think that fire would just make that explode, but I don't really know if that's true or not, so. But I know that fire is not super effective against poison, so. It's just one of those things, I guess. Mind over matter? Wait, that's fighting. Yeah, that's fighting, so, yeah. I don't know about that one, but that's a good thought, so. Ooh, I got soundproof. That'll help if he starts, like, hyper-voicing or something. If I have Gardevoir attack Love Disc, I don't think I'm going to KO it, so I'm just going to do this, and if Love Disc survives, big deal. Your nephew did, however, try his best to ask you in his 2-year-old way of talking, so you'll do the thing anyway later. Oh, that's cute. They're just being cute, that's all. Hyper voicing? It's not even level 30, calm down. Yeah, I guess that's true. We could get him Prison here. It wouldn't be a bad support move to have because, I mean, Psychic and Thunderbolt are fairly common to find in some of the late game sections, but I don't personally care. I'd rather just use my dual screens if I need them. We don't need them at the moment, but they're nice to have, so. Mostly I'd be using Reflect and Light Screen for the Shadow Pokemon themselves and forcing them to Shadow Shed if they have it, or just making them significantly less powerful otherwise, so. Alright, so let's Shockwave up, and then let's, I can Water Pulse. I'm not going to get to Quagsire's turn anyway, so. Yeah, I hope nobody minds that I'm taking it a little easier today and doing this stuff. I mean, again, I think that it's good to get this stuff out of the way about now, because that way it's out of our hair and we don't have to do it later. And we can do it while the experience is still pretty good for us. But, I figured we'll take it a little easy today because, like I said at the beginning, I got my booster shot yesterday and I still feel a little under the weather from it, so I'm getting a lot better. I felt a lot worse this morning, but I was kind of actually surprised because I started feeling the effects of the booster like probably 6 hours after I took it, and I didn't expect that. I expected it would start this morning, but yeah. Fire good against poison would make sense, but not because of what you said, but because the heat from the fire would destroy the molecular structure of the poison. Yeah, that's actually a more scientific explanation than what I said, yeah. So, I would take that explanation for it being good against poison. Game Freak doesn't agree with me, though, so. Then again, Game Freak's decisions when it comes to some of that stuff have been a little strange, all things throughout anyway, because, like, if you look back at Gen 1, Bug was good against poison, for some reason. I don't know why. But in addition to that, there was also, I think, if I remember right, Ice was neutral against fire. And I think there was something else that was not very effective against Psychic. I think it was Bug that was not very effective against Psychic, so. Gen 1 had some weird type decisions to start with, but that was really where they were starting to get their feet in terms of, like, actually designing the games. They had designed a couple of other games before that, Game Freak, but nothing that was particularly, like, high-end, you know, so. Well, we're getting a steady influx of points for our special attack there, so that's good. Incidentally, I think Quagsire has slightly more special attack right now than Quillfish had back in Coliseum at level 33, so. Now, I've done a little bit of EV training for Quagsire, so that's probably why, but, you know, it's alright. How can you go easier on a Pokemon game where there's, like, nothing happening? Well, I didn't want to do, like, as much story-based stuff, because you know how I get in some of the story sections in these games where I just go completely over the top with reactions and stuff. Like, just look at the last episode where Bonsley, I went full ASMR mode while sneaking up on Bonsley, and then started screaming my full head off when I got an email just before I caught it so I could take it back to that little girl. I said, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that today. I don't think I'm going to be able to get, like, super over the top with anything because I just don't know that I have the energy. So I said, oh, we'll just lay a little low today. We'll do some Mount Battle stuff because it's a little easier than, you know, really reacting a lot to the plot. So I missed a Mud shot. It's okay, though. 'Cause after this takedown, I think Mud Slap will just KO, so... And Quagslayer's almost at 35, which is good, because once we get to 35, we get exactly what I just did. We get Yawn, and that will be pretty good. It'll be a good little status move to have, because it's basically an 100% accurate sleep move. It just takes an extra turn to proc, so it'll be a pretty good support move. I'll probably, like I said, get rid of Stun Spore for it. I'll get rid of Stun Spore for Body Slam on Breloom once I get Yawn. So, but that's probably going to be like post Snag'em hideout, I think. So, we'll see. We're getting good training in though. Either way. Forget Beldum doesn't have Rockhead or Levitate. What is that thing's ability? Yeah, Lifeblood is correct. It's Clear Body. Yep. It has Clear Body, so if you try to intimidate it or do something like that to it, it won't lower its stats. Not a bad ability, all things considered. It's, I think it would be interesting if Beldum and Metang had Levitate, but if Metagross lost it, it would kind of be... Like, if they had it and then they lost it, it'd be kind of in the same boat as, like, Duskull and Dusclops, except it's a pseudo-legendary, so it's a little bit better offensively than Duskull and Dusclops. So that might make things a little tricky. I'm going to call, actually, because we'll Iron Tail this Chimecho in a minute. Bearpack gonna do the thing. Do the thing, Conker. Go do the thing. Make your niece and nephew happy. We will be here when you get back. Okay. Oof. But yeah, I mean, it's not really too bad. I mean, I'm probably displaying very mild symptoms from the booster shot. I mean, I've got like a very tiny headache, but I don't think that's from like the booster. I think that's actually from the lack of sleep that I got last night because of the body aches that I had. It was mostly centered around the arm that I got the shot in, even though I definitely didn't tense up. I made a point of not tensing up when he did it, but when I got the shot. But I had body aches, and I mean, that's about it, really. There really isn't too much else to it, and probably, if it's anything like the other, because the second shot that I got, if I recall correctly, I was sick for like a day, and then it was gone, so... And I have been taking some immuno boosters. I've been taking some extra vitamin C and zinc for about the past few days, basically, ever since Thanksgiving, just to give myself a little bit of a preparation for the shot. So. Now, I forget if these people are new to this game, like if they had these particular people in this area in the previous game. I think some of them have been carried over from the previous game, but I'm not 100% sure. Like, they've been carried over, like, their lines are the same, they just have the updated models, basically. But I'm not 100% sure about that, so... How would the meta shift when an ability is introduced that works like Intimidate, but for defense, special attack, special defense, and initiative? So I would say if you had that on a team in combination with Intimidate, it would probably cause a lot more switching, because you'd want to get rid of that stat drop, obviously. It would also boost up Pokemon that are like Bisharp that have Defiant, or what's one that has competitive? I think Milotic has competitive, but I don't think most people use it with competitive. So, like Defiant and competitive Pokemon would get a nice boost because those would be more commonplace, those abilities. So they'd have potentially 5 separate chances to gain a whole bunch of stats. So, yeah, Bisharp would be even better than it already is. And I think there'd be more switching, so maybe Entry Hazards would see a little bit of a boost in terms of their usage. They already use Entry Hazards a lot in the game to begin with, but they'd be used even more because you'd have a lot of reason to do that because you'd have a lot of reason for people to be switching out all the time, so... think I'm going to do this to try to get rid of Gligar if I can. And then I'm going to Iron Tail, like, without calling, and just see if I can hit Kecleon with it. Because if I can Flamethrower it next turn and get super effective hit. So, we'll see. Oh, no, competitive is good. Yeah, no, I've used competitive on a Milotic. It's just that the standard that I've generally seen from a lot of people with Milotic, because everybody uses the same damn sets, and that's why I don't like competitive Pokemon anymore. But the standard for Milotic seems to be Marvel Scale with a defensive set. And, yeah, I mean, I guess I can see why you would do that, but I don't know. I like bucking trends and changing things up, so... You demand a new entry hazard. It does neutral damage, but is ice-typed. It won't happen, but you demand it. It would give ice-types a little bit of a boost, so, yeah. Oh, we could even Mud Slap and get a super effective hit here. Get another Mud Slap KO? Not quite, but... Well, you know. Okay, Laren's almost 33, so that's good. They do suck defensively. It's probably the worst defensive type in the game, because... I mean, it has good offensive synergy, but defensively, they only resist themselves, which is just like... it's so hard to put it into a team. Ooh, being a ninja would be cool. I don't know where you'd be a ninja around here. Is there, like, Kanto Ninja Warrior or something? Does that exist? Flareon needs to get to 34, so we'll leave it there for now. The most weaknesses out of all the typings and no immunities, yeah. So most pure ice types are actually pretty garbo. Yeah, because it's just... It's so hard to fit them into a team without just having, like, 3 weaknesses to another common type, like fighting and rock. Those are the big ones, really. Fire sometimes, too, and steel very rarely, but really, fighting and rock are very common weaknesses, and if you stick an ice type in your team, you're only exacerbating that, so... It's something. Yeah, or Stealth Rock, yeah. Stealth Rock is definitely the bane of ice types too, that's for sure. Excuse me. Well, that's no good. Guess I'll have to fix that next turn. Is this just going to be a Sleep Powder team? That'd be kind of funny, actually. Nope, I don't know what her strategy is with Sweet Scent. I guess that would make Hypnosis hit more? I don't know. Good thing the call function exists to make this a moot point. I mean, I'd have to, you know... I'm gonna have to use a turn to do it, but that's okay. I'm not worried about the other stuff that it could do. Oh, poor Yanma, you don't get any stab moves in this game, I don't think. I don't even think you get Wing Attack in this one. I think you do in Fire Red and Leaf Green, but... In this one, I'm pretty sure you're SOL when it comes to stab moves. You got way better in Gen 4, bro. Sorry to say it. Just imagine swapping in one of the 3 legendary birds, and 2 of the 3 lose 50% of their HP on switching into Stealth Rock while Corona cries in the distance. Yeah, seriously. Stealth Rock has been a blight. It's definitely had a very large impact on the metagame, that's for sure. It practically centralized the metagame in Gen 4 because of how universal it was in terms of people, Pokemon being able to get it, so... Because it was a TM in Gen 4, so it was a lot easier to use it and get it, so... Now that the Gen 4 remakes are out, you could get it for other stuff as well, so that'll be great. I don't know, I think Ariados just dies to an Iron Tail, so I'm just gonna... I mean, I know it's a fully evolved Pokemon, but I've got a decent amount of attack, and it's a base 100 power move, so I'm just gonna do this. Get rid of it! Yeah, you usually need to bring a spinner or a defog user after defog got buffed, yep, in order to prevent entry hazards from screwing over your team if they have a big Stealth Rock weakness. Use a decent number of fire types, flying types, ice types, bug types. So then you'd need to bring in a spinner. I usually prefer a spinner over a defogger because of stuff like Defiant and competitive, actually, though. Because then if you accidentally, like if they predict that and they switch in their Defiant or competitive person, Pokemon, and you just defog, I mean, you get rid of the hazards, but you also give them a Defiant boost, and then they can just, like, murder a bunch of your Pokemon. So. Sorry, I had something under my fingernail just there. Had to get rid of it, too. Flareon's stats are not bad, all things considered. I mean, it's got massive attack stat, but we'll be able to take advantage of that a little more soon enough. Just not yet. But the other stats aren't too bad either. It's got good enough special attack, and special defense is practically through the roof, so... That's why I like spikes and toxic spikes. There are ways to deal with them outside of rapid spin and defog. Poison types absorb toxic spikes, and levitating and flying Pokemon are immune to spikes, but nope, not stealth rocks. They just hang in there unless you spin them away. Yeah, gloom would kind of make that grassy field smell a little gross. Kind of reminds me, there was a, I don't know what it was exactly, but there was some type of creature that had buried itself in the snow and was sleeping in, like, this little grassy... It's normally a grassy area, but it was covered in snow today when I was taking my dog for a walk. And I looked at it funny. I was like, what is that thing? I couldn't see its face or anything because it was just buried in the snow. Kind of like a dog, basically. Like, it dug itself into the snow and then it was sleeping in there to keep itself warm. I was like, Jaeger, I don't know what that is, but I don't think we're going anywhere near it because I don't want to get, like, skunk sprayed if it's a skunk. So that would also make the grassy field not smell good at all. Oh boy. Now wait, you had a lady before this who had a gloom and all this other stuff talking about grassy fields, and you didn't give those Pokemon to Cool Trainer Rose? It's in her name, practically. Oh boy. Is this going to be like that team in, what's it called? In the, like that one guy that was in Railgam Tower and Coliseum where he had like a focus punching and exploding Graveler. I remember that distinctly. And it's using Fake Out, so I guess there's that, but I'm not worried about that. We'll see what Graveler does, but the Snuzzleaf is getting the fuck out of here. Here you go. Okay, it's just Magnitude. That's fine. I can handle Magnitude. I've got one resistance and one neutral hit for it. Yeah, see? Ain't no big D. And now you die. But yeah, these first few areas, really just the first 6 areas of Mount Battle, not really too bad. They are pretty standard fare in terms of difficulty. It's really just the last 4 areas where the difficulty starts ramping up pretty good. They start using more competitive sets. By the time you get to areas 9 and 10, they start using legendary Pokemon practically. Like, you'll start seeing stuff like the legendary birds, the legendary beasts. It's crazy shit. But, I think Breloom's a good match against this one, but I don't know who else. Quagsire, maybe? I think Quagsire is pretty good against this next person, if I remember their team correctly. I remember the first 5 area leaders pretty well, just because they had pretty... I mean, their teams weren't really, like, that impressive or anything, but I do remember them, so... I think I remember them anyway. We're going to find out in a sec. Yeah, okay, I thought there was at least a Wigglytuff in here, and I think there's also an Anorith on this team. The team is a little bit weird. It's kind of got a... I get the idea behind it, but it's not really good. It's not well executed, I would say. So, I'm just gonna double team the Wigglytuff in case Brick Break isn't enough to KO it even. I mean, I'm at -1, so it might not be. Yeah, didn't think so. It's okay though. A rolling kick. Yeah, ain't no big thing. The strategy, incidentally, is that you get the Facade TM for finishing this battle. So they will... Well, the other Pokemon that's in the team has Toxic, so it'll toxify... I think he's supposed to toxify his own Pokemon, basically. And then that will give them access to a 140 base power Facade, which will deal a hell of a lot more damage. But it doesn't start on the field for some reason, which kind of defeats the purpose of having it do that, because then you could just, you know, knock something else out and then immediately knock it out when it comes in, which is what I'm pretty much going to do, so... Like, I'm not even worried about Hitmontop. We'll handle that in a little bit. Worst it can do is rolling kick me, so... Yeah, it's Anorith, and that's the one that has, like, Toxic, if I remember right. And then Wigglytuff and Hitmontop have Facade, so... I was thinking about Stun Sporing, but I don't think that's a good idea considering they have Facade, so I'm just gonna do this, and the next turn we'll knock him out. Let's see if he actually does what I just said. Yep, there you go. There's your Toxifying, and there's Facade. So this will probably do a little bit. I mean, it's a Hitmontop, so yeah, that's a little bit. On a crit, I mean, that's not bad. I guess he got to demonstrate his strategy at least before I viciously murdered him, so... That's what happens when you have a basically giant sea salamander in your team. It's so slow that it lets the enemy demonstrate their strategy. So. Alright, and we're done. So now it's just 10 more battles in Mount Battle, which will take approximately like 25 minutes, I think. Maybe half an hour at the most. We won't be doing it just yet, though, because there's another level jump in between areas 4 and 5. The next area, the Pokemon get up to about level 45 at the maximum, so we probably won't be doing that until, like, partway through the final dungeon. There's, like, a spot in the final dungeon, about halfway through, where you have a chance to actually leave, because there's a shortcut back to the entrance, so you can leave and do some other stuff and then come back. And I'll probably make good use of that to do Area 5 and a bunch of other stuff, so... We got 700 Poke Coupons from this one, though, so that's not too bad. We're slowly moving our way up to that sweet, sweet moolah in terms of getting 4,000 so I can get another TM. Speaking of which, we get TM 42 Facade for finishing that area, so that's good. And yes, I actually do want to return to reception, so Abra, take me back. Back to, well, this isn't really better days, but, you know. I made a song reference when I got up here first, so now I'll make a song reference on the way out. I don't think I need to heal, right? Because I got fully restored after the last one. Yeah. Okay, so... Now I have no other excuses because I don't have any Shadow Pokemon to purify. I don't have anything else to do. I mean, I could go do more Battle Bingo, but... Nah, we'll do more Battle Bingo later. I already did enough side content today. So let's go to Snag'em Hideout and see what we can find while we're there. No Shadow Pokemon to snag over there for now, but... yeah, it'll let us take a little bit of a breather and just do some battling. Yeah, it's Team Snag'em's base, which is apparently still in operation even after it was destroyed. And that's just great. Oh, got an email. Invitation to the Realgam Coliseum, Trest, in Phoenix City. Mikey, I trust you've been well. I'm proud to announce the reopening of the Realgam Coliseum following extensive maintenance. We look forward to your participation against top-ranked trainers. And he's right when he says top-ranked, because everyone in there has Pokemon that are level 40. Holy cow, yeah, that wouldn't be really a thing that we'd be able to do right now. But we'll keep it on the back burner for later. Excuse me, because there is a TM that I want to win from there, too, that'll be pretty useful for us, so... We'll get there, though. Not just yet. For now, let's take care of this. Hey there. Why not both? Yeah, let's find out, shall we? This place's architecture is pretty similar, if I remember right, to what it was previously. So we'll just wander around. Eventually we want to get to Gonzap's office, and I think we could just go do that really quickly at the beginning by just going in one particular direction, but I'll see if I can go do the other stuff first before we go there, because there's a lot of battling you can do in here, and that'll get us good experience. So, yeah, the Pokemon here, a little bit less of a threat than they've been, because their levels are just like post-Phoenix City levels, so they'll get a little bit better as we go, but for now they're pretty tame. I think the only one that really has levels that are halfway decent in here is Gonzap himself, so... Is that a spoiler that the leader of Team Snag'em is inside of the Team Snag'em hideout? I don't think so. I had to tell you, I still love Ice Beam's animation in this game. I can never get enough of it. I think the only Ice Beam animation that I like better than this one is the one in Pokemon Battle Revolution, where it, like, flash freezes... so, like, you shoot the Ice Beam at the enemy, and it flash freezes a cutout of their body, and then it breaks as they fall backwards from getting damaged by the attack. It's just so cool. So, it's just one of those things. It's just really nice attention to detail with all these attacks and stuff. The particle effects are great. They did name drop him earlier? Okay, good, then it's not a spoiler. Fantastic. Fantastic, then. Oh, Golbat, I ain't doing anything that's gonna involve you needing to taunt me there, brother. I'm just gonna Ice Beam you, and probably not KO you, but... yeah, it's close. Can you KO with a Brick Break, Breloom? Probably. You got like 100 attacks, so... yeah. Okay, a whole bunch of HP there. That's good. And then we're done with this battle. But there are many more where that was, where that came from. So, well, you couldn't tell just from battling me? I thought that battles allowed people to understand people a little better. Well, I don't know. Team Mirror is pretty close to my heart, but maybe I'll give it some thought. How about this? I'll go see your leader and see what he thinks of the idea of me joining. Spoiler alert, he's not a big fan. But yeah, so if you go this way, not this way, this way, and then around, you can actually get to Gonzep pretty easily, so you can go get the Snag Machine back. I think the trainers will still challenge you if you go the other way first, but I'm going to go the other way first just because I want the experience, so I'm going to go do that. You got your healing point right here, just in case you need it, so that's it's a good thing to have around. Let's get Gardevoir in here, too. I'll save it because why not? I always feel cold AF nowadays. You feel like the cold air keeps getting into your apartment. Oh, Cole knows that feeling well enough himself. His apartment has radiators, which are supposed to work. I don't know how well they actually do work, but they usually keep things not very warm in there. He has to get a space heater to use it in his bedroom, and he says every time he opens the door to his bedroom, all the heat just leaks right out. It's like, oh my god. So, I feel his pain. I'm going to try to keep this Luxury Ball for later in the game. There's a particular Pokemon that I'm going to want to catch with it if I can, but you only get the one, so try to use it on something that you're going to need to gain happiness with, basically. It's not like a Friend Ball, though, in Gen 2, because I think if I remember right, a Friend Ball just sets their happiness to 200 automatically, and a Luxury Ball is basically like a Soothe Bell, but it stacks with the Soothe Bell, so, yeah. I'm going to stick this up here, just because that way I remember, because you actually have to click on this in the inventory in front of the receptionist in order to get that Battle Bingo card, so, yeah, we'll go from there. Yeah, radiators, that sounds awful, yeah, and like I said, they don't even really work that well, to be honest. He's trying to look to see if there's anybody that knows how to fix them, but they're like, that's old tech, so it's going to be kind of difficult to find anybody who fixes that stuff, I think. I wish him the best of luck, but yeah. I did! Where is it? I wonder if this guy was one of the other people that was over. I mean, there was Mr. President, and then I think Whackin were the two that were there. And then there was a third guy, but I don't think his name was ever name dropped. So, I wonder if this was the third guy. Or maybe they just told everybody. I got Levitate! Ooh! Not gonna get to use it, but that's still cool. Breloom, you're not really gonna do a whole lot here, so at least not yet. Let's get Laren in here. We'll get rid of coughing so it doesn't blow up on me, because that would be just disgusting. Sorry, occasionally I get like a little bit of an ache. I gotta move so that I can adjust my position so I don't ache. There we go. Breloom's level 34. Shouldn't really need any of its other level up moves, though. I don't think there's anything particularly good going forward. So. Hell, we might not even need False Swipe for that much longer, depending on how things pan out once we get to do Cypher's Key Layer, which is going to be coming up. Hell, we might even start that today, to be honest, depending on how it all goes here. Although I'd probably go do more Battle Bingo before I started that, to be honest, so we'll see. I'm going to call Laren just to KO this Oddish immediately next turn. I could have just Iron Tailed and gone for it, but oh well. Because I definitely am not KOing that with Iron Tail, that's for sure. Oh no, Acid! got a cool animation for, rather, really, it's got a cool sound effect. I don't know about the animation, but the sound effect was pretty badass, considering it's an attack that barely does any damage. Gotta love that 16 power points on Psychic. Shouldn't need to go back and heal for a little while. We should be able to do this whole floor without going back to heal. Although I have enough ethers, so I could probably just start using those. They're not in the Too Good to Use club in this game, so... because you get so many of them from doing Battle Bingo. So use them, because they'll be useful. Yeah, that was something you probably should have done to begin with, and you didn't, so... Uh-oh, well, I guess I'm gonna have to fight the boss then. And I think the boss is just right over here. Like, if you go in here and then you go down there, you'll fight, like, one other dude on the way there, and then you'll fight him, but... he's over there, in that room over there, once you go down and around. But we'll go exploring a little bit first before we go fight him. Just to see what we can find. Oh, I'm actually done on this area already. Okay. Well, I can switch you over here. Just to remember right now, I think I need to remember really right now that Breloom has the amulet coin, so I should probably try to have her participate in at least one little bit of the battle, no matter what. I mean, I guess I could give that to Laren for now. Just switch the leftovers over for now. Do that. And then that. There we go. That works okay. And then we'll go from there, because both of them don't have an item at the moment that I would want them to be using. Like, I'd rather have the Miracle Seed for Breloom, and I'd rather have the... whatchamacallit, I'd rather have probably either the soft sand or like a metal coat or something for Laren, but I don't think you get either of those until like the final dungeon, so yeah. Oh, you guys are going to take the fight to Cypher's hideout. Okay, well, the enemy of my enemy and all that. Well, then let's see how strong I really am, shall we? His name is Hobble. These people really didn't have parents that loved them. Oh boy. Oh look, and he took one of the Smeargles from Mr. President in the last game. That's just great. Okay, well, if Smeargle decides it wants to teeter dance or something, I guess Home Tempo will save me. So that's good, not that it's going to get to do that, because I'm probably going to KO it right now. I need to lean back more. Not leaning back enough in this chair. I always feel like I have to kind of like push myself forward a little bit so that I can talk directly into the mic without being too far away. But, yeah, that results in me not leaning back enough. My posture being a little bit less than good. I think what I need to do is I need to get like a... I don't know how I would do it, but I need to get something where I can kind of get the mic closer to my face than where it is now, which doesn't really work because I need to keep it on this table next to me. I guess I could do it that way, and then lean back a little bit. But if I could get it on like a stand or something, it's just then I wouldn't have this this foam to take advantage of, because I have it in a foam box. Well, a box with audio foam in it to ensure that most of the background noises aren't picked up. We got a choke. That's a big problem that Laren is definitely not going to like. But it's the last Pokemon in the team, so that should be no big deal. We will eventually replace Iron Defense with something else, probably Protect. But I don't need to do that just yet because Quagsire doesn't have Earthquake, so once it gets it, then it'll be a little bit more of a priority. But for now, it's not really a priority. Alright, so Laren's almost 34. Next battle, she'll get there. Cool, now I'll go talk to the boss. Well, after I, raid this place of all of its valuables. So. I think there might be like one other trainer over here. Yeah, there's this guy. I remember this. A commuting allowance? Man, that's a premium, actually, in a box lunch. But yeah, commuting allowance is no joke. Most places are really, really stingy with paying you a commuting allowance. So... Well, how many is 20% more? Because 20% of 0 is still 1.2% rather of, or not 1.2%. 1.2 times 0 is still 0. So nice sales pitch, bro. Well, you should have closed the door then. Oh boy. Damn, a box lunch team snag them is desperate. Yeah, absolutely. They need people because they know that the raid is going to be something. Of course, I switched Gardevoir out in the battle where there's going to be 2 water types that I got to deal with. Why not? I mean, I'm just going to Flamethrower the Remoraid. I can probably deep fry it anyway. And then... Yeah, well... Let's get Breloom out here. I mean, if Octillery knows Flamethrower, then I guess I'm in a little trouble, but that's fine. We'll be fine. We are coming up on a point, though, that I would like to try to ensure... That just straight up one-shotted. I know it's a Remoraid, but still, it's pretty good. I'd like to mention that I would like to try, kind of like what I did in Colosseum, to not get my levels above 50 in this game. That one is because, well, if you go fight the final boss again after catching all of the... and purifying all of the Shadow Pokemon, his Pokemon are all at level 50, and that makes it a little bit tricky. Like, I mean, basically, if you don't, like, try to be a little stingy with your levels, you end up being just basically over-leveled for it. And that's no good, so... Since I don't want to be over-leveled for it, I'm going to try to keep everybody's levels below 50. And we should be able to do things better that way, so... Got a Loudred. I think I'm just going to break that out. I mean, I'm going to get side-beamed here, that's fine. But, probably just try to quick attack the Octillery to get it out of here next turn. Yeah, there we go. Easy. I'm going to do that, and there we go. There we go, Laren's 34. Didn't need that special attack, but that's okay. I guess I'll take it. Would have preferred if it was in, like, regular attack, but, you know. And that I will take care of next turn. Is Whismur evolve into Loudred at 20? I forget. It's been such a long time since I've used Whismur. I'm pretty sure that's how it is, though. I'm pretty sure it's 20 to Loudred, and then it's 40 for Exploud. It's just one of those Pokemon that I've always wanted to use in Team, but I've never had the opportunity to. Even though it's, like, really easy to catch in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, because, I mean, you just go to Rusturf Tunnel, and there you go. You can just catch them 100% of the time in there, so... It is 20, okay. Gotcha. Not something like how it is with Aaron for Laren and Agron, where it's like, oh, you gotta get to 30-something, and then you go to 40-something, so it's not like 30 for Loudred and then 40 for Exploud. Excuse me. I don't know if you have a choice in the matter there, bro. I mean, if I talk to the boss and he likes me joining, then that's all we've got, so... It's, kind of a long story. Here's a rare candy, which you can use to increase your levels by 1. Just like in most Pokemon games, though, I'm going to sell that because I don't need the levels, and I do need the money, so... how are we doing on power points, anyway? Do I want to go back down and heal? No, I don't think it's particularly necessary, so... I think we will be good to go. Let's get Breloom in here. And then give you the Amulet Coin. And then give Laren the leftovers. I probably should just keep their slot empty there when they're not in the main party, just so I can just keep handing them the Amulet Coin over and over again, but... yeah, it's okay. Excuse me, sir, just needed to see if there was anything going on with that wall. I've got guts. That's why I'm doing this. I got guts even though in the last game I got trapped in the corner on the floor below us by a bodybuilder. Man made it so that I practically soft locked. He wouldn't let me out without wiggling my way through. It was like fighting Kanji in Persona 4 the animation. Only way you're getting out is wiggling. Persona 4 the animation was pretty good. It was, if I remember right, the main writer on that one was like a really famous Japanese comedian, so that was why it was so over-the-top hilarious by comparison. Everyone you know calls it Wismer Cave. They legitimately don't know it's called Rust Turf Tunnel. Wismer Cave, I guess, is appropriate considering what you can catch in it, but yeah, Rust Turf Tunnel is the official name. Ugh. Sorry, stretching again. I was gonna say, we got Volbeat and Illumise, but Yanma first. He's got, oh, he doesn't even have an Illumise, he's just got these two. Okay. Gonna have to get Breloom out of here, I think. I guess I could just False Swipe. Or Stun Spore, even. I'm just gonna Stun Spore. Okay, he's detecting, so that's fine. I just won't do anything this turn. You know, other than KO Volbeat, but I mean, that was a given. I have a fire type on the field. If a Volbeat survives, and I have that on the field, it's like, I don't know about that. This will probably hurt a little. Oh, okay. It's on the wrong person. Never mind. We're good. Not bad. Even better once I get Body Slam, though. It's 30% paralysis and an 85 base power normal move coming off 100 and, what, 120, 130? I think it's 130 base attack is no joke. The only thing would have been worse than that is if I got stab off of it. Holy cow. Breloom would be a house, or even more so than she already is. Well, I mean, that's kind of because you guys haven't been doing much training. If anything, you've gone backwards since the last game. Your training regimens have left you with lower-leveled Pokemon than you had previously. I think I'm just going to try to get down to the shortcut here that gets you back to the entrance without healing, and then we'll just go around after that, so... over from there to the rest of the area to go see Gonzo. First, there's a couple of other treasures to get and a couple other people to fight. We got another PowerPoint up there. I'm going to save those for a little bit later because we're going to get another move in just a little while that has only 5 PowerPoints from a TM that I'm going to want to increase as much as possible, and that will do nicely for that. So. Yeah, kind of hard to repair the infrastructure if you don't make any money, huh? Hello there. Let's fight. These have got to be like their last names, right? Like Hobble, Agriv, Gaply. Like, they can't be their first names, right? Like, that would just be asinine. But if it's their last names, then I mean, I guess I could, you know, I could see it, but if it's their first names, I got no idea what the hell's going on. Okay, so I'm going to KO the Beautifly. Let's False Swipe the Ariados, so I can see how much that gives it. Won't quite, yeah, I was going to say, it's definitely not going to KO it because it's, well, it's False Swipe, but we can KO the Beautifly and see what comes in next, see if Breloom has a better advantage against it, and then we'll go from there. Okay, there we go. A little more experience and Breloom will be 35. There we go, that's something Breloom can handle. So now we have a target for our next turn. So we got that, and we got this. I was gonna say, you might not want to taunt Breloom because she's about to wreck you, dude. But, oh well. Oh yeah, we can actually, once we get the Snag Machine back, we can actually go challenge Justy at the pre-gym. And we'll have a bit of a level advantage on him because, well, we'll be like in the mid-30s and he'll be kicking around in the high 20s. But I'm actually kind of okay with that level advantage because he still loves spamming double team, so I'm okay with the idea of being over leveled so that I can just one-shot him before he even gets a chance. Not that double team is a huge deal in this game because you can just call your Pokemon repeatedly to make it so that they have +6 accuracy anyway, but I mean, that would take a while, so. Why isn't Justy just a ninja? I mean, considering what he likes to do in his spare time with, you know, using double team and all that, I would think he would be, but maybe he's a secret ninja. I don't know. We're already 35.5 here. I should probably switch out, but oh well. Even better, why not have a Ninja Boy in a modern game named Justy as a callback? Yeah, that would be nice, right? That'd be a cool little reference. You just like use a bunch of double team. I'd be annoyed by it, but still, it'd be a nice little callback. So. Alright, Flareon, Breloom, you're level 35. Let's give everybody else a chance. Thinking about it, I don't remember what Gonzap's team is in this one. So I don't know who's going to be best for it, but I guess we'll figure it out when we get there. So. Let's do that, actually. We'll get Quagsire in here once Gardevoir... Well, you know, actually, I'll get Quagsire there now, just because I can get it there a little easier. Give you that. I think I'm just going to hang on to the leftovers, to be honest. It'll be useful, it's just that, you know, I'd rather not do this whole song and dance every time I want to give somebody the amulet coin. So... I'm just lazy. What can I say? Oop, there we go. Oh, yeah, it's a little bit of a problem. You're gonna have to ask for one, I guess. Yeah, I can feel that. I feel your pain. This place isn't taking as long as I thought it was gonna. I figured it was gonna take the rest of the stream, but oh well. I mean, worst comes to worst, we'll just take care of stuff with Gonzap, and then we'll go take on Justy, and then we'll go back to Realgam Tower and do more Battle Bingo. Alright, we got a Graveler and we got a Rhyhorn here. I'm thinking Graveler's probably the bigger threat, so let's let Laren do some calling. And then we'll let Quagsire take out the Graveler, and then we'll take care of the Rhyhorn after that. I don't know if Laren will be able to KO a Rhyhorn even with a super effective attack, because it's got pretty good physical defense. I mean, I've got pretty good physical attack, don't get me wrong, but... Well, it's not good physical attack now. Not after Stantler gets here. So I guess I'll just mess around with Stantler. We'll let Quagsire take care of the rock and ground types. There we go. Or get stomped. Ow. Well, looked like it hurt more than it probably actually did. Backed off, got its block knocked off a little bit. Laren was like, whoa! Blink a little to get my head straightened again. Lord. But it only did 3 damage, so... lol. Ain't no big amount of damage. That's a Misdreavus. Well, you can probably finish off Stantler, and Misdreavus will take a big hit from this, so... Excuse me. Uh-oh, Torment! Now I can't use Iron Tail after this. It'll make KOing Misdreavus a little bit difficult, but I could just have Quagsire do it, it's no big deal. Okay, and Tropius, that's, I think we're going to have Quagsire deal with that one, so, what else can Laren do in this case? Like, I can't Iron Tail again because of Torment. I guess I could bring, should I bring Gardevoir in? I don't know if that Misdreavus has Shadow Ball, but I guess I can test. So. Ghosty over there has okay defenses, but it can't do anything to you. Yeah, exactly, so... I mean, that's probably the worst that Misdreavus can do to me is Psywave, which will do up to 42 damage at the most, which it might have just done exactly 42. So, it does up to 1.5 times the damage of your level, rather. 1.5 times your level in damage. There you go. I can't believe that Quagsire was faster than a Tropius. I mean, I know I've got a bit of a level advantage, but seriously, what the hell? It's funny. I'll Shockwave. It'll KO it. You were about to say that, yeah, we're on the same wavelength. Like, Quagsire is basically a slug. How did Tropius go second there? It's water ground. It's supposed to be slow AF. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently my Quagsire is a bit of a swift swimmer. Water absorber. Well, maybe you shouldn't take it so hard, bro. It's just a Pokemon battle. You should take it easier. Oh, okay. Fair enough. He was probably talking about the old snag machine, that is. The one that Sniper stole in the previous game. So, I'm going to top off Flareon. I probably don't need to, but I'm going to do it anyway. And then let's give Gardevoir a Moo Milk. There we go. Quagsire and Laren are good, so they're good for now. You need a little bit, and you need a little bit to finish up, so we'll do that, and then we'll get Gardevoir in here to get to 35. Once we get you two there. So that'll be good. Wait a minute. Oh, I've already been down here. I was thinking I was on the first floor already. I wasn't looking at the staircase. That's my bad. That's when I was talking about that haze that's still hanging over my head. Yeah, that's it right there. It's locked. Huh. I'll have to find a key for that. I think I know what's in there, though, and then in order to open it, you actually have to go fight Gonzap, which we'll go do in just a minute. First, let's go this way and heal our Pokemon, though. And isn't that why Mega Swampert gets Swift Swim? Because that thing was scary in the rain. Yeah, that thing hit like a train with Swift Swim. It was nothing to mess with, that's for sure. You know what I might do, actually, is I might go fight the trainer that's upstairs and then downstairs. Because there's like one more trainer that you fight before you fight Gonzap. So I might go fight him and then come back and heal after that. And then we'll go from there. Yeah, not a whole lot of Team Snaggle members left here. Just a select few. So this place was a lot busier in the previous game, that's for sure. There's TM29, which I believe is Psychic, if I recall correctly. So that's a good TM. If you, yeah, it's Psychic. So if you have somebody, a Psychic type that doesn't learn it, or if you want to use it as a coverage move, it's a great move to have. I probably won't ever use it because I've already got Gardevoir and it learns Psychic naturally, but yeah, it's pretty good for any Psychic type that doesn't get it until a later level, or doesn't get it at all. So. Mr. President, yeah, I've seen you before, that's for sure. What are you doing down here? Were you about to go get into a meeting with the boss? Don't know, you didn't have a counter to a Mega in the Rain with a speed boost. Yeah, you're not good at dealing with the Megas. Looking at you, Mega Beedrill, the terror of UU. Oh my god, Mega Beedrill was so strong. It's a glass cannon, but it was so strong. I remember using it myself. This guy's got a Crobat. Mr. President really likes his Pokemon. Good for you, Mr. President. What do I have that can do things to these guys? I guess Oddish is probably a bit of a threat. And, well, Crobat's going to go first no matter what I do here, so... yeah. We'll take care of that next turn. I just wish that I could get a Crobat in this game if it was, you know, at less than, like, level 40-something. I think I used a Zubat in one of my old playthroughs, and I did manage to get it to be a Crobat, but it took a lot of doing, I'll tell you what. It was like level 40-something before it finally evolved. So, I think, anyway. I don't exactly recall, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I just bumped the control stick. It's not bad. Probably, though, if you, once you got that one Luxury Ball, you could probably go catch a Zubat with the Luxury Ball, like, at a low-ish level. You give it the Soothe Bell, and then just train it up from there, and you'd probably be okay, because every level up it would gain, like, what would that give? So Luxury Ball gives +1, and the Soothe Bell gives +1, so every level up it would get, like, +5 happiness, so that's not bad, all things considered. So... you could probably get it there if you did that, but other than that, it's probably pretty tricky. Decibel, awesome. It's probably going to Giga Drain. I don't think Quagsire is good for this. I'm getting him the hell out of there. Gardevoir, gonna need your help. I'm just gonna headbutt curl that if it works, if I don't get flinched. Yeah, you pretty much had to have like dedicated counters to some of the megas in Gen 6. That's probably one of the reasons why they didn't want to carry it over. I liked Mega Evolution. I thought it was a cool concept, but they didn't want to carry it over because maybe it was a little overpowered. Kind of sucks though, because like they do that with all their gimmicks now. They throw it out there as a new thing, and then it's like, nope, we got to get rid of it. It's too OP. So. Excuse me. Yeah, that was probably a good switch on my part, because that was that Giga Drain? Or was it Mega? I wasn't paying attention. But it was probably a fair switch, because it probably would KO Quagsire. It's a Bellossom. I know I have a level advantage, but I don't want to mess with it, you know? Like, look, it didn't even get knocked out from a Psychic. From Gardevoir. So. That's nuts. You thought it was a gimmick that was running on Steam when it debuted. It was strong, yeah, but it lasts a single battle. It takes your held item slot, and a lot of them are locked behind post-game. Yeah, so in the main game, it's kind of hard to use a lot of them, so... I mean, it was alright, I guess, but it wasn't like... I don't think it was well implemented necessarily in X and Y, mostly because, again, you could only get like 5 megas. I think it was exactly 5 megas, actually, before the post-game, so... Yeah, that was me. Well, I'm glad that isn't something you're going to need to agonize over anymore, Mr. President. I wouldn't have wanted to, you know, make you have to really think about that, but maybe now you can think about the fact that you just lost the battle and now I'm going to go fight your boss. But first, let's go heal up, because I could use a little bit of extra healing, and I don't get ambushed by a Cypher Peon every time I walk through that little section there. Sorry, I just bumped the mic stand. That's my bad. So, since I'm not getting ambushed every time, let's just do this. Alright, let's see. Okay, so we're not quite there with Quagsire just yet. Oh, we're almost there, though. And Laren will get there this battle. Gardevoir's got a little bit left to go. I'm actually going to switch Gardevoir in instead of Quagsire, and we'll bring Quagsire in if I need the help with this one, so... Don't know, you didn't like the megas that much. You would have preferred that we got just another Pokemon or two, not even one per mega, just 1 or 2 new ones instead of megas, especially since they shafted Flygon out of one anyways. Oh, yeah. Oh, Flygon with a mega would have been just absolutely incredible, but didn't get one. I was upset by that, to be honest. I was definitely not happy with it, with that business decision. Antlions are criminally underrepresented. Come on, Game Freak, throw Flygon a bone. Oh boy. Alright, let's go get the snag machine back, shall we? Well, yeah, I mean, it wasn't fitted for you. He has been hitting the gym pretty good, hasn't he? Look at that, man. Look at his biceps. Look at his pecs. Good lord. This guy's got a gym membership in several counties. Oh boy. Hi there. Well, I would be the one that you took that little cybernetic arm from, actually. I did. Well, I figured you weren't going to give it up without a fight, but... I mean, you're really only hurting yourself at this point. Like how he says, oh, I'm not going to battle you, I'm just going to have Gloom sleep powder you, and then he actually fights you here like he forgot his own plan. It's like, man, you could have just kicked me out, but I suppose we never would have gotten the snag machine back if that was the case, right? Unless they like added a gimmick or something that would let you get it, but no, well. He has a few Gloom, as you can plainly see. I think we should be able to knock them out one at a time with Psychic and Iron Tail, though, so we should be alright. Also, IRL, antlions do evolve like the Trapinch line, so they eventually go from burrowing to having functional wings. See, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It's like, It's very interesting the way that bugs evolve over time. Like it goes from something that you wouldn't expect to just suddenly like completely different from what it was originally. So. Well, I'm gonna need to get Gardevoir out of that because she kind of has like all my good moves right now. So let's see. So let's call that, and then we'll Iron Tail the Gloom. Don't gotta worry about Effect Spore because it doesn't have that. Then we'll worry about Mantine next turn. Oh, Supersonic ain't gonna help you there, Whackin'. I have a Yellow Flute now, sir. If I can hit through this confusion, though, that would be nice. Didn't think so. That's okay. Antlions are kind of tiny and are no threat to humans. Only RPG antlions try to eat you. That's because a lot of RPGs, and it's kind of something that I've started thinking about recently, a lot of RPGs, when they have you fighting, like, certain monsters out in the overworld and stuff like that, they oversize them to hell. Like, how does the ecosystem survive with an antlion that's as big as a human being, or even potentially bigger, depending on which game you're playing? Like, you would have to change up the entire ecosystem. It wouldn't be like near-Earth ecosystem. It would be completely different, you know? But I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. But yeah, like a lot of monsters in RPGs are like way oversized for what they're supposed to be doing. Headbutt! Managed to break through the confusion, because I'm pretty sure if I had not, the confusion would have done exactly enough to KO me just there, but no, it's okay. Alright, so let's Shockwave the Mantine, get it out of here. Let's get Flareon in here. I'll probably eat a Bubble Beam, but that's okay. Yeah, real ones know that you're too big and not suitable prey. Yeah, absolutely. Take one look at your toe and be like, holy crap, that's a gigantic, I don't know what they eat. That's a gigantic bug. And then be like, that's not a bug, that's attached to something. Oh boy. And be like, yeah, no, let's not eat that. Oh, yeah, duh. Of course they eat ants. I probably could have guessed that. Apparently I'm not thinking very clearly. I mean, who knew, right? I mentioned before that I was a little hazy in the head. Apparently this is how hazy in the head I am. They eat ants. It's why they aren't a threat to humans, yeah. Yeah, they keep the ecosystem with the ants a little more preserved. I can't light screen now. That's okay. With the reflect up, this dig should do like nothing at all. Yeah, so that's good. Thank you, Gardevoir. Good work. All right, so I mean, I guess I just Psychic the Grumpig because I know that Shockwave isn't going to do nearly enough to KO it, and I need Flareon to do this. So the infant ones use sandpit traps, right? Well, they sense vibrations while they're underground. Okay, the vibrations are from a human foot are very different from an ant's foot. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, many scales of magnitude higher from a human foot than an ant foot. So there we go. Laren's 35. Nice. A little more defense, some good attack. So that's good. We didn't get Quagsire there just yet, did we? We should probably work on that. Let me just Psychic again, and then we'll switch Quagsire in right now. So, although with that light screen up, that's probably not going to be enough, is it? So I guess instead of that, we'll switch Quagsire in for Gardevoir. And we'll let Flareon do a quick attack, and that might be enough. Maybe. Potentially. We won't be able to deal with Grumpigs very easily until we finish up this area, because once we unlock that chest over there, we're going to get another move for Flareon that is much nicer for taking advantage of its physical attack than quick attack. So they won't even come out for humans, but for an ant, they'll burrow to the surface or spring their sandpit traps by evolution. Is fascinating. Bugs tend to use what they have access to so they can survive. I wish humans did that more. Yeah, that would make more sense than what we do. That's for sure. So let's see if Quagsire gets 277 experience from this, because that would be rather nice. It might not happen, but oh, we might. Yep, we will. Cool. Almost everybody's level 35 now. Fantastic. I got a bunch of special defense out of that. That's probably from Grumpig, mainly, because it gives, like, 2 or 3 special defense, I think. There's the move I wanted, Yawn. So now we can induce sleep as well as as well as paralysis. And as it turns out, Yawn is... It's not quite Spore. It's an 100% accurate sleep move, but you have to wait a turn for it to activate. I still like it quite a bit, though, because it's a lot easier to get than Spore. You wouldn't even get Spore by the end game with my limitations in this game. Like, if I'm trying to keep myself below level 50, Shroomish doesn't even get Spore until, like, 54 in this game. So if you're going to get it from anybody, I think there's one other Pokemon that you can get that can learn it, but I think it's also, like, late level, so... 36 speed after a level up, so that Tropius probably had around 30. How? Yeah, it was not very fast, that's for sure. Thank you. Glad to hear that I got your approval. Well, I mean, that was the plan anyway, so... Ah, what the hell. Team Mirror didn't take me, so maybe you'll take me. Aw, man. Not again. I do. That's really all I want. I just want the Snag Machine back so I can take the fight to them myself. Alright. And now we have to fight Gonzap. And I didn't even need to undo chat because we got the thumbnail. Perfect. His team is a little bit more tame than it was in Coliseum. In Coliseum, he was very heavy on the physical attackers, and that's still kind of true here, but not as much as it was, so... This is not looking good for me, though, already, so, let's see. I think I want a light screen up, actually, and I also want to get Laren the hell out of here, because, she's not looking so good on the HP totals. Let's get Breloom in here, because she's got a bit of an advantage against both of these guys. I can Brick Break the Nuzleaf, and Electrode can't really do much to me, either. I think his Electrode's a screener, though, if I remember right, so... Well, we won't get our screen up this turn, but I think it's a screener, so that'll actually help because then I can, like, break it by beating Nuzleaf, so... This game teases you all the time. Also, he is about to throw hands. Absolutely. Oh my god. Man is ready. Alright, now we got a bit more of an advantage against these two. He's just Sonic Booming. He's not even bothering with the light screen, so that's fine. I guess I won't bother either. For now, anyway. I'll probably bother later, but not yet. Just gotta be careful because I don't want to get staticked. Because Electrode has some static. That's for sure. I was thinking about that recently. I wonder how recently that the Voltorb line, evolutionary line, was discovered in relation to Pokemon history. Because if you recall correctly, way back in the day, they didn't use Pokeballs. They used apricorns to catch Pokemon. Like they talk about it in Gold Silver, they talked about it in the Celebi movie for the anime. So they didn't use Pokeballs, they used apricorns. So did Voltorb, like, come into being after Pokeballs were invented, or it's like a chicken or the egg question, right? Like, did Voltorb exist before and they based Pokeballs off of its design, or did Pokeballs come into being and then Voltorb, being somewhat parasitic in some way, was like, I can totally get into a human being's building and leech the electricity off if I just look like a Pokeball. They'll never know. Like, what's the history there? I think that'd be an interesting little thing to find out. But I don't think they've ever explained that directly. It's something that I would want to explore, though, if I ever was to actually create a Pokemon game. I never will, because that's a hell of an undertaking, but yeah, if I ever did, I'd probably want to explore that and be like, well, this is what I think, in terms of the chicken or the egg question. He has a Skarmory back, by the way. It's not the same one, but he has a Skarmory in this one, so that's cool. He got his signature Pokemon back, but Gardevoir can take it out just the same. Probably take 2 Shockwaves, though. Yeah. It's not the best specially defensive Pokemon, but I don't have Stab, and it's only a 60 base power move, so... But this battle will be over soon enough. Probably Breloom's gonna get knocked out right now, but... Oh, okay. I live! Potentially. Actually, this Rock Tomb won't even KO either, because it's not very effective, so... That might put Gardevoir at lower speed than Skarmory, though, so I might want to switch Breloom out, actually. Because if Skarmory gets another Aerial Ace off, then Breloom is screwed! And I think I'm just going to bring Quagsire in. That works okay, right? So you replaced the Skarmory that you stole 5 years ago. Yes, he definitely did. He was not too happy. He was like, that's my signature Pokemon. Don't do this to me. Oh, and it even has Hyper Beam. Wow. Impressive. Gardevoir might get KO'd here, but that's okay. She will have done most of the work. So, it just kind of depends on what Whiscash does. But she got to level 35, so that's really the most important thing, is just that she's the same level as everybody else. 4 special attack and special defense from that level, and 3 defense. Holy hell, Gardevoir. You want to talk about impressive? There you go. Ah, okay. I live because Whiscash decided to spread the damage out. He suddenly decided to Hyper Beam everybody, so that's cool. I'm just going to Ice Beam. It's fine. I'm not even going to get a chance to do anything because Gardevoir is just going to clean house. Why does he have Hyper Beam this... never mind, we're about 75% through this game, to be honest. Yeah, and I mean, I think you can get a Hyper Beam TM yourself at this point. I think it's for sale in Real Game Towers, so... Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could just get it there. So... I don't think it's that outrageous that he uses it. I do like this little defeat pose, though, where he kind of like he's kind of just bringing his hand up and down like that, like a little kid pouting. It's great. Got a whole bunch of money from him, too, so that'll be really useful for us because we'll be able to buy a whole bunch of stuff with it. Well, I mean, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, Gonzap, so if you're enemies with Cypher, we'll probably work together by proxy anyway, so... Actually, I think this is going to be the thumbnail, now that I think about it, because it's kind of important. So let me just do this and this. There we go. Oh, okay, he's not going to give it to me just yet. We got to walk in and complain about it first. Well, if it fit his arm, they would, but... Yeah, same thing, like I was saying, the enemy of my enemy. Thank you, sir. I will take it. We got the snag machine back. That was easy. There we go. Alright, so now we're ready. We can go back and take the fight to Cypher ourselves. I mean, your expertise comes from battle sims in universe and years of experience out of the universe. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, we'd have to, like, custom fit it. We'd have to build, like, another pauldron for giant, jacked up arms like yours, Gonzap. Good lord. What do you got? And we get Gonzap's key for defeating him as well. So that'll open that treasure chest over in the shortcut over there. So, yeah, he mentions it right there. So there you go. Yep, I know where it is. And I will try to make you proud. Oh, boy. Well, anyway, there you go. Oh, the mirror radar's going off. Let's see where he went. Knowing my luck, he went to Real Game Tower, because that's what always happens at this point, but we'll see. He is... at Real Game Tower. Of course he is. So you can go there and catch Nosepass from him if you want at this point, and it actually might be feasible with our current levels, but I don't think it's feasible with our current levels. I might want to wait a little longer before we do that. We get a couple of full heals here, though, so... Oh, don't worry, I was planning on doing that anyway, so... Sorry, adjusting myself again. I wonder if they actually do take control of anything once Cypher's out of the picture, because, I mean, you don't really get to see what happens in the post of this game. Like, Cypher gets taken down at the end, obviously. I mean, if they came back, that'd be a little bit of a pain in the ass, but I don't think they ever mention what happens with Team Snag'em at the end of the game. Because, like, the post-game is too recent after the end of the actual game to really give you any idea of what's going on, so... Yeah, gray morality. Exactly. Enemy of my enemy and all. I didn't have to come back down here and heal because I don't think there's any more trainers in here, but I guess I did it anyway, so no big deal. Alright, so Laren, let's take this from you. Oops. Oops, nope, that's not the correct one. There we go. And then go back here. Amulet coin. I'll probably stick the leftovers just in the PC once we go to a PC after this. Just, I mean, they're good, obviously. I mean, it gives you back, like, some health at the end of each turn. That's pretty good. But, I don't know, I just don't really feel like swapping it out over and over again when I've got other Pokemon on the field, you know? So maybe I'll use it later if I don't end up using, what's it called? If I don't end up using just the power boosting items that I'm planning on using, like the metal coat or the soft sand or any of that. So, all right, if we use Gonzap's key, we can open this chest and get TM30 Shadow Ball. Very nice. So yeah, 2 really good TMs that you can get here, and this one in particular is going to be very nice for Flareon, because Flareon is capable of learning it, as I recall. I kind of hope so now. Yeah, there you go. And in addition to that, it takes advantage of Flareon's high physical attack. So that's pretty good. We'll keep it around. I will delete Quick Attack later once either Laren or Quagsire get access to Earthquake, because I'm planning on giving the TM to Laren once we get it. And we might get it before Quagsire gets Earthquake, so that'll be fine. But yeah, I'll just get rid of Bite for Shadow Ball. We'll get rid of Quick Attack for Protect, and then Flareon's moveset will be done. Perfect. You mean in the post game? Rabby Ribby literally has a DLC storyline that is referred to in-game as the post game. You can finally say post game unironically. But yeah, that would pretty much be it, right? Is like the aftermath of the post game is when I would want to take a look and see. But yeah. Not something they really explore in this one, unfortunately. All right, let's see here. Yeah, those are... I mean, defense and speed are a little low, but still, the other 3 stats, not bad. Not bad at all. So, all right, so we're pretty good for right now. The only main thing that I really want to get is I want to make sure that I go get Breloom Body Slam now. I think we'll go get that now before we go anywhere else. And then we'll go challenge Justy because he mentioned that he was ready to go. So, or rather, he mentioned that he gave us that email, but then he said, "Oh, go get the snag machine back, then I'll challenge you," basically. So, post game is painful. It has only 3 boss fights, but damn, they're a pain in the ass. Oh boy, sounds like fun. Let's see. Where did I say I was going? Oh boy, here we go again. Let's see. Well, I'm going to go challenge Justy. But, and then we're going to go back here to do some of that stuff. Oh, the move tutor, that's where I'm going. I'm looking at Agate Village, like, wait a minute, it has something to do with Agate Village. There we go. Move tutor. Well, I'll go back in here, because I think Body Slam is available now from her. She gets new moves occasionally during the game. Usually it's after, like, a major boss fight, so... Define fun. Masochistic, throwing yourself at a brick wall to overcome a great challenge. Is that probably about what it is defined as in that particular case? So, yes. Let's see what she's got. So yeah, she had Mimic, Thunderwave, and Seismic Toss earlier, but she's got Icy Wind, Substitute Dream Eater, Swagger, Body Slam, and Nightmare along with Sky Attack now. But the main one that I want is Body Slam. You probably don't want to use these if you are planning on doing any of the really hard post-game content in this game, because these moves are really solid, and as far as I'm aware, you can only teach it to them once. And so you might want to save Body Slam for a coverage move for something else in the really hard stuff in the end game, but I'm not planning on doing any of that stuff, like, at all, so I'm not even worried about it. Let's give Breloom a better attack. That's the point here. Not that it'll really help with its coverage that much, because I still can't hit, like, poison types. Well, I can hit them with Body Slam now, so I guess that's good. So, and I was originally going to give this to Flareon, but then I said, no, I kind of want Protect because of Earthquake, and then I kind of want Helping Hand because of other moves, so I guess I'll just give it Flamethrower and Shadow Ball, and that'll do well enough. And then I was like, okay, so who can I give this to? Well, I can't give it to Laren, because Laren's going to have, like, Rock Tomb and Earthquake later. Quagsire is going to have 3 moves. Gardevoir can't use this very well. And my final team member is not going to need it because it's got great moves to begin with. So, yeah, Breloom is the only one. Yes, please. It does. And I will. Let's see what we've got here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of Stun Spore for... I mean, this is 75% accuracy, but it definitely paralyzes the target. This is not only powerful, it's also 100% accurate and has a 30% chance to paralyze, so it's not that far off. Switching a status move and everything for an actual move, but that's okay. Cool. Go for it. Teach my Breloom Body Slam. Fantastic. No, I don't think so. I think I'm good. I could teach somebody Thunder Wave, because that wouldn't be too bad. That's 100% accurate paralysis, so that wouldn't be too bad either. But the only Pokemon that I could really feasibly teach that to would either be Gardevoir or Laren, and Laren can't even get it till Laren is an Agron. But I don't think I'm going to bother with that. It's I don't really need it. I've got dual screens, and I've got Yawn if I need it, so yeah, that'll work okay. Let me give you a slight spoiler. The second boss fight has two enemies. Both have a Desperation attack, and even at lower health, they have a joint Desperation attack. And remember, Rabbit Ruby is a Metroidvania-styled bullet hell. The joint Desperation attack can be described thusly. Just don't look at the screen. Just don't look at the screen, or move. Oh boy, that sounds like fun. Alright, I'm going to see what supplies they have at the A-Gate Pokemart, and then we'll... oh, they did add some Pokesnacks. Cool. Probably you could have gotten this a little earlier if you actually came here at all. Like, I hardly come to these Pokemarts at all, so didn't really get the lowdown on that until later. So, alright, rare candy, let's sell it, because I don't need it. There you go. Keep those. I'll probably keep the PowerPoint ups just in my inventory for later, though. So, I need some Pokeballs, though, because this next place has got a lot of Shadow Pokemon available to catch, so... Let's see what we can get. We can get Pokeballs and Great Balls. That's good. Let's get up to... I'm going to get up to 16 Pokeballs just so that it's one over my normal. We'll probably use pretty much all of them in this next area. Great Balls, I'm going to need, like, a bunch. Like, 17 of them. Because we're going to use more Great Balls, I think, in the next area than Pokeballs. The Pokemon are going to start evolving now and, like, being, like, evolved forms when you go to catch them, so you're going to need a little bit better Pokeballs than what you've got, so. I might want to grab a few net balls while I'm at it, too, and then I think I need to top off on a few other supplies, like freshwater and Moo Milk, I guess I'll top off on. And the leftovers I got to put away, but I'll go do that when I get to Pyrite, because I got to go buy from there. Yeah, I hope you don't have epilepsy, or an aversion to the color spectrum flashing on the screen. Yeah, oh boy. That could be problematic. I don't personally have any photosensitivity issues, but could be problematic for some people, that's for sure. Okay, so let's go here first, then we'll go to Fanac, and we'll go challenge Justy. Get that out of the way. As far as I'm aware, once the mirror radar goes off, I think Mirror Beast stays there until you go there and fight him. So it's not a huge deal that he's at Rogam Tower. It's just something that we'll deal with as we go further. Once we have the levels for it, that is. So, alright. No, I won't stick that in there because I want to make sure that I have 3 for later. So I'll be able to check that a little easier if I do it this way. Can I move stuff in here? No, I can't. Okay. Alright, let's go buy 1 fresh water. Let's go buy 1 Moo Milk. And then we're off to Fanac. Get a lot of side stuff done today by comparison. I don't think I need to bully Dirt anymore now that I think about it. I bullied him to get Quagsire up to level 31 from 25 off-screen in between episodes, so I think we're pretty well done with him. I think he can go live his life now. We don't need to bully him anymore. So you're gonna find that joint desperation attack online, or you'll send me the entire fight on video. Oh boy. Sure, yeah, go ahead and send it to me so I can see the absolute insanity of it. Sure, it'll be crazy. You know, while we're here, I don't know if Sek has any new dialogue now that we got the snag machine back. He might, so I'm gonna go see. Actually, I haven't talked to Meg recently either, so I'll talk to her too. Hey, Meg. Well, I try to keep myself up and up as best I can, even if I'm suffering from a booster shot. So, I don't think suffering is the right word there, though. Suffering would imply that I'm actually in a remote amount of pain. And, I mean, if I had to rate my pain scale on like a 1 to 10 scale like they do in the hospitals, I'd probably put myself at about a 2 right now. So, yeah, I don't think I'm in any particular amount of pain. Just occasional little bits, you know, so. Yeah, I don't think that ship is getting anywhere near water anytime soon. Sek, I got the snag machine back. Yeah, I did, so. I mean, I'm getting there. Like I said, still got a ways to go before I can compare to Dad, but I'm getting more powerful by the day. Excuse me. Do I need an excuse to come here and jam to the BGM? No, I guess I don't, no. Absolutely not. This place's BGM is banging. So, get that smooth jazz. Oh yeah, Marie, you weren't here earlier. At the beginning of the stream, I actually, when I was doing stuff off screen to get Quagsire up to 31 and getting... Basically, I already did the Bonsly event because we got the Bonsly card, so I fixed it so that I would have that off screen, so I wouldn't have to like worry about doing it on screen. But I actually caught a Surskit while I was at it, so I traded Duking for another one of his rare Pokemon. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I don't think I'm going to ever catch Trapinch because I don't need it for the Purify Chamber, so I'm probably just going to leave it on the back burner, but at least we got a couple of them, so. But yeah, so we've already taken care of most of the side questy stuff. The only major side questy stuff we've got to do now is the expert cards at Railgam Tower, Tower Coliseum, which we'll do probably after the key layer, and then after that, it's basically just Mount Battle Area 5 and the bonus card that you get from the Bonsly card at Battle Bingo, so. But first, let's go back to Fanac. We'll challenge Justy. I think it's a 4-trainer challenge like it was before, so. It shouldn't be too hard, though. I think their levels are about what they were. Oh, okay. Mirabee left. That's okay. He'll come back. I didn't actually know that he left, though, after a while. I don't think I've ever been in a situation where he's left. Like, I usually, when the radar goes off, I'll just go straight to where he is, even if I'm not ready for it. Like, and I remember Railgam Tower being a giant pain in the ass because of that, because I would go there with my Pokemon at, like, level probably 33 or 34, and having to get through the first couple of battles to get to him at Railgam Tower is, it's not easy. So, yeah, it is pretty rare for you people to see him leave since he's important, yep. And like I said, usually you just go straight there, but I decided I don't feel like doing Railgam Tower. I'll wait till he shows up somewhere else. So, or he'll just show back up in Railgam Tower later, and then I'll be ready, so. Yep, got it back, Justy. I mean, it is a pretty important part of my attire, isn't it? I look so jammin' with it. Is there, how do I start the challenge here? I forget. Did I just go on here? No, apparently not. I think I gotta talk to Justy again and he'll let us start the challenge. I forget how to do it exactly. Oh, okay, maybe not. Well, Justy's not going to challenge me right now unless maybe I can go down here and... No, this isn't going to activate it either. So I guess I got to wait until all the way after the key layer to finish him off. Well, I guess that's fine. Makes me even more over-leveled for his challenge. Like I said, he's going to be in like the mid-20s, so... when we fight him, so it's going to be very, very easy if we go all the way to the key layer. So... Alright, how are we doing on supplies? We should be pretty good on all of our supplies. Let me put this up here, actually, so that way when I get more of them, I can see when I have 3, so I can just go from there. We got a few net balls. I might go buy a few more, because there's a few bug types we can catch in the next area, actually. How are we doing on money? We have... oh, we got like 21,000. That's not bad. That should be good. That'll keep us for a little while. I'd love to get a decent chunk of money together by the end game so I can buy a few more vitamins for my final Pokemon in my team, because we're not gonna get it until the final dungeon, so it's gonna be a little hard to get EVs for it. But yeah, if you get vitamins, then you can kind of you know, overcome that little challenge. But not something that we'll be doing for right now, because I won't have a whole lot of money to throw around just yet. So. Net balls. How about we get up to like 10 of them? Actually, I'm gonna get up to 11 just so that way it's like a little over what I would want it to be at. So, again, don't bother with nest balls. There aren't any situations where we'll actually need them in this game. So, and I guess since I've got a little bit of cash, I'll get Ultra Balls up to 10 as well. These we're definitely gonna want a whole bunch of before we go to the final dungeon. So make sure you keep your Amulet Coin user out so that we can get as much money as possible before we go there. So. How's Togepi doing, Hordell? You're welcome. Glad to hear that it's bringing you some joy back. Took care of that off screen too, so. Alright, so Justy won't fight me until after the key layer. I guess we'll... Should I go to the key layer first and just test out the snag machine again by fighting Zook? Nah, I think we'll do the whole key layer in one sitting, so let's go back to Railgam Tower. We'll do more Battle Bingo. I can never escape from it. The Battle Bingo is such a vital part of the playthrough. But we'll be, we're almost done with it at this point. And I actually don't need to do a whole huge amount of Battle Bingo. Because we'll actually get enough Poke Coupons to get all of the TMs that I want to grab before we have to worry about that too much. So, of course, now that I bought all those supplies, it's going to be kind of hard to buy the Protect TMs that I want from here, isn't it? So, I think they're only 3,000, so let's go see. TM17 is 3,000, yes. So I want one for Flareon and one for Laren. I guess we're going to be a little bit low on money. My wallet! Hasn't been this barren since Digital Devil Saga 2, but that's okay. I do eventually want to come back here and buy a light screen TM as well. We're not going to get rid of it on Gardevoir, but I think it'll be useful for a certain super boss that we'll be fighting in the post-game, if you know what I mean. So, because we're going to need all the protection we can get because we're going to be at a lower level than that super boss fight by about 7 or 8 levels, honestly, by the time we're done. So, it'll be a little tough. I have a little bit of a cheese strat that I might use for it, but we'll see how well the cheese strat actually works out. I'll probably test it before I do it on screen just to see if the cheese strat actually works. So, you do get rich by the end of DDS2, that's true. Granted, it wasn't super useful in the sun, but whatever. Johnny said the shop was up there. He made it serious business to make sure his shop was there for us, so might as well honor him by buying all the loot boxes I can. Alright, so let's go see what the expert Battle Bingo cards are. These ones, I think we'll probably have a little trouble with them. I anticipate getting at least one game over, and by that I mean like having to try them again on each one, because they're pretty tricky. If you get like critted or parahaxed or freeze-haxed or anything like that, you're pretty much screwed, and you gotta start over. And I don't have a whole ton of money to throw together for these either, so I guess I'll have to be a little stingy with my cash, but if we do them all in one go, I'll have, like, what, $1,500 left in my name? It's okay. They do, however, start you off on this card with a Magikarp, so that's fun. I don't remember exactly how, like, what's where and what's best for this card, but I guess we can just kind of fiddle around with it and see what happens. So obviously we're going to want a ground type here, because it's good against the poison types and the electric types. The grass type will be good against the water types, and probably it could also do something with the electric types if need be. So a ground type and a grass type I think should do us some good. Do I need the electric type for the water types? Probably not. So, alright, well let's see if Magikarp can win with Splash, shall we? I'm going to start down here and then see what that ground type is just there, and we'll just go from there. Actually, this could be an EP, and I don't want to give that to Magikarp. But you want to basically have Magikarp do exactly one Pokemon that you're going to catch, and then do a question mark, and that's it. And then just go from there with the others. So, yeah, you don't want to do anything else with it. So, but let's see what this ground type is, because it might be something worth catching. It is Golem. Okay, well, Golem already did pretty good for us in a previous card, so I'll catch it. It's not like I could do anything else. All I could do is splash, and that's not going to work, so. Golem, you're coming with me. I'll do the rest of this card with you. And then we'll finish out Magikarp's EP by getting this question mark. It's another EP. Good. Golem needs 3 to finish this line anyway, so that's good. Let's see. Which way do I want to go here? I kind of want to get over to this grass type that's over in the corner there. I mean, I guess I could go this way and then go up, but I don't think Golem has enough EP to do that unless that question mark up there is EP plus 2, so we'll do that later. I'm going to go see what that grass type is over there first and see if it's something worth catching. So, Golem, it's you and me. Let's do this. Oh, Magneton. Okay. That should be good. Flash Cannon doesn't exist in this gen, so we should be alright. This battle music is something. Yeah, it's definitely... Oh, you only have Rock Throw. Okay, that's interesting. Well, that's going to be a bit of a problem now, isn't it? Because it's not very effective. I mean, I can win this battle with it, but it's going to take a little while. Well, let's just give it a shot. I kind of think I'm going to give in, though, because this is... If it's going to have a rock-type move, I don't want it. I want a ground-type with a ground-type move, you know? because the rock type move will not be as useful. As a matter of fact, yeah, I'm just gonna do this. Do this, and we'll start over. I was not defeated by Magneton. That is blasphemy. I just quit. I'm gonna try to get another ground type and just see, get to another ground panel and see if I can find a ground type with a ground type move, you know. So, okay, Arbok. I should be able to beat that even with Rock Throw, so should be okay. Yeah, the battle music in here is it's a little on the, I don't want to say funky side, but it's very synthetic, I guess. It's the best way I can put it. But yeah, like Golem could probably beat the poison types and probably any non-steel electric types with Rock Throw, but yeah, I'd rather these battles only take like 1 or 2 turns rather than them taking 5 or 6 because I gotta throw rocks at them. And Rock Throw doesn't have the best accuracy either, so gotta be a little careful with that. But let's see if we can find a better panel to work with here. Oh, I hit all my rock throws there, so that at least is good. Sorry, Arbok, I don't think I need you. It's fun to KO a Charizard with Rock Throw, though. Oh, I wish Charizard was on this map. That would make this a lot easier. So, alright, let's see what this ground type is here. See if it's got an actual ground type move. Marowak, that probably has a ground type move. And if it doesn't, I'm gonna go look at the other ground type panel and then die, so.
If it doesn't, there's something wrong.
Well, Cubone had Focus Punch before on one of the other cards, so.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's possible this Marowak might not have the proper move, but we'll see. It also has a rock type move. Rock Tomb. That's fun.
That'll work.
Well, let's just beat this electric type with Rock Tomb, I guess, and then we'll go see what the other ground type is so we can measure our options. Manectric wouldn't be bad, actually, if we were to use it for the water types, but probably the grass types we could get away with, you know, just using the grass types instead. Maybe. I don't know that for sure. We'll see in a little while. Probably by the time the battle's over, Manectric's speed will be lower than Marowak's because of Rock Tomb, so that'll be good. It doesn't matter too much because it's not like it can do anything to me, but, you know. Yeah, there's where the problem's going to come in here, is the fact that Rock Tomb is not very accurate. Okay, so we got like, what, 3 more hits and then it'll be knocked out, so that should be okay. As long as I hit 2 more Rock Tombs after this. Hell, if I get a high roll, I might get lucky and then we can just get out of here on the next turn. And there we go, we're faster. At this point. No luck, but that's okay. Well, hopefully the last ground type actually has a ground type move, because that's definitely where I'm starting. If that's not the case, then it's going to be no good. They'll definitely make this card harder than it has to be, that's for sure. Alright, so let's see if we can catch this one. What's it going to be? It's going to be Quagsire. Okay, that's probably fine. Watch it have like a water type move. Well, I can't catch it because I don't have any Master Balls, but I want to see what move it has, so I'm going to do that first, and then I'll just give in. It does have Earthquake, good. So this is where I'm probably starting then with Magikarp. Yeah, they give you a Magikarp to start the card, Steve, so it's no good. It's just got Splash. So you got to basically catch something and then use it for one of the question mark blocks, and that's it. Thank you for being gracious and actually fainting in 2 hits there, Marowak. I appreciate that. So we can try this again.
I had a Magikarp for a little bit.
Yeah.
It took forever to raise it.
It takes forever to raise it, yeah. It's a very, very long process of getting it to a Gyarados. Once it gets to Gyarados, it's a lot easier to raise, so.
Wow.
Yeah, so probably by the time we're done with these, if I get a game over on each one, I'll have about $1,300 to my name. So that'll be a little bit gross, but we'll get more as we go here. Alright, so we know that's an EP down at the bottom there. And we definitely want to start with Quagsire. So probably then I can just like use Magikarp to catch both of these two and just see what this grass type is, and then we'll just go for the rest of the board. We'll take out the water types with the grass type that I get here. We can take out the ground types with the grass type I get here. The electric and poison types we can take out with the ground type. We might be able to finish this one by just catching 3 Pokemon and really just using 2 of them. So, we'll see. First things first, let's see what grass type this is. Cacturn, alright, yeah, that'll be useful.
Cacturn's good, it's just slow.
Yeah. That's a little slow, but that's okay. I won't be putting it up against anything particularly fast, I don't think. So we'll finish this line, this row, and then we'll go down the column.
Yeah. My grass type's a little weird. It's fast when it's raining.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You've got a Ludicolo. Yeah. Yep.
That's kind of strange.
Yeah, a little bit, but it's, you know, it's got unique typing, so.
Yeah. I'm using mine as a water grass.
I mean, that makes sense. It learns all those, so might as well.
It's really good.
Okay, so let's grab Quagsire. We'll use it to take out the rest of the row, then we'll go from there. So, what do we got in this column, anyway? So we get a water type and a ground type. Those two Cacturn can take out. Does Quagsire have... It does have Water Absorb. Okay, so that could actually be useful in the event that I have any problems with these water types. And it's got Earthquake, so that'll make it a little easier. I don't know what any of the water types are yet, though, so that might make it a little bit harder, but... Oh, well. Surprise Lantern? Actually, it doesn't matter if it... No, this is Manectric. We've seen this one already, but one of them might be a Surprise Lantern. That being said, Quagsire doesn't give a shit about Lantern, because Thunderbolt doesn't do anything. And any water-type move is just water absorbed, so... Good job, Quagsire. You're working for the team, and you're working for this card. There we go. See, that's much better than doing it with Golem or Marowak with a rock-type move. So... Alright, and then we got a poison type. I'm kind of concerned about some of these poison types, though, because I feel like they're just going to be like, surprise Vileplume or something. Quagsire's just going to get its balls rocked. So, oh, it's a Gengar. Okay. Actually, that's bad, because it still has Levitate in this gen, doesn't it? Okay, that might be a give up again. It's definitely... Okay, and it has Psychic as well, so... I guess Cacturn could beat this thing, because it can't Psychic Cacturn, but I'm not going to be able to do anything with that, because I don't have, you know, any... I don't have a lot of moves that I can use here.
Does it know any Dark-type moves?
Cacturn, no. You only get one move, so... in each one. Alright, so that's Gengar. That would probably not be a bad fourth, though, because it would probably work okay against the rest of these ground types. Have to keep that in mind. Which one of these is the Master Ball? Is this the Master Ball? Or is the other one the Master Ball? Let's find out. That's the Master Ball. Okay, so I could just grab that when I get Cacturn, and then I could go over here and take care of Gengar.
What are the 2 question mark ones?
The other 2 were just EP, which you use for flipping panels, so...
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to see what this water type is, actually. Let's see here. Lantern. There's Lantern. Okay. So Quagsire can actually handle that panel, too. I mean, Cacturn can handle it as well, but, you know, it doesn't have Water Absorb or Giga Drain, so probably easier. I mean, it's got lots of HP, so it's, you know, it's got that going for it, but it doesn't really have any really high stats, so.
Lots of HP and nothing else.
This isn't expert. This is write down what's hidden on each panel. I mean, yeah, you pretty much have to kind of keep a chart for yourself, basically, you know. I don't know, it doesn't bug me too much. It's just kind of... It's just kind of tricky, you know. Forces you to spend your money. That's okay. But I think I have a pretty good idea about what to expect on this card now, so... And we're out of EP. That's okay. Worst comes to worst, we'll complete these later, like once I earn some extra money, but... As a matter of fact, you know what I could do is I could just do this. Now, if it hits no signal, that's because I just did a soft reset. If you press B, X, and start at the same time, you can soft reset the game. And in this case, I'll get my money back. And I normally wouldn't do this, but since we're so low on Dash, I might as well take advantage of it, you know? Alright, so probably then what we'll do is we'll have... I want to get the Master Ball so I can grab Gengar, because I think Gengar will actually be pretty good to have around. It's got Psychic, so that'll work for the Poison types. It's got Levitate, so that'll work for the Ground types. Although it won't work for any of the other Ground types now that I think about it, because they don't have Ground moves, they have Rock moves, so those will still actually hurt Gengar. So I guess I'll just do it with everybody else, so... The Genius Sonority Chime and Melody is so good. Yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. They changed it a little for this one, but it's still really good. It's just so iconic. Welcome back, Conker. We finished up the Snag'em hideout, and we tried to go fight Justy at pre-gym in Phaenax City, but he still doesn't want to fight me, so I guess we'll be even more over-leveled for that when we go to Cypher Key Layer. So we're back doing Battle Bingo. I'm going to do the SOS Magikarp card before we call it a day today. Hopefully, if I don't get screwed again. And then... after that, we'll go from there. We didn't see what that electric type was yet, did we? Okay, well, I know I want Cacturne, and I know I want Quagsire. And then... I think I'll try to save Gengar for, like, last, maybe, and then I'll just catch it if I need to. Or I'll just, you know, quickly catch it and then go from there. I'm not too concerned about getting, like, a huge chunk of coupons from this one, because, I mean, we get 800, and then we'll get, like... probably about 900 by the time we're done with everything, even if we catch all 4, so it will be okay. Alright, so let's grab Cacturne first. We'll grab the Master Ball with Magikarp, we'll have Cacturne grab Quagsire, and then we'll have Quagsire take care of the rest of the line, and we'll catch Gengar while we're at it. So we've got that extra, a little bit of EP to work with. Justy's being a wimp or scared of losing to a child, I see. Absolutely. He's like, nope, you're too powerful for me already. And it's like, Justy, listen, I'm going to be more powerful the next time you see me. What are you thinking? So, alright, so let's grab the Master Ball. Magikarp, you're done. There we go. Cacturne, you, me, and this Quagsire are going to do some work now. And then, you know, Gengar after that, too. So it's just going to depend on what's underneath the other panels, really, at this point. I would imagine at some point we're going to end up having to take on a Vileplume under one of the poison panels, or maybe it's under one of the grass panels, too. That's a possibility. But if we have Gengar around, we can actually throw it at that grass panel and not really care too much, because if it's Vileplume or something, or Victory Bell or something like that. Like I'm expecting a grass poison type somewhere, probably under one of the poison panels, just to screw over Quagsire, basically, is what I'm saying. So, alright, this one is just Manectric. Let's have Quagsire take this one out. There we go. And then we'll grab Gengar and we'll be well on our way. And there's an EP +2 just under Gengar, so that should help a little bit too. And we'll just kind of work our way down. Okay, so at this point, well, we're going to catch Gengar, so let's go do that. Trying to think here. I know that the middle ones are the Lantern, Marowak, Arbok, and Golem. We don't know what that electric type is over there, or what that poison type is in the bottom right-hand corner. We don't know what the electric and grass types are on the left side either. So, but I guess we'll figure it out. And then we'll go from there. So, who do I want to do this one with? I guess I'll do it with Cacturne. I'm going to get an EP out of this anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter too much who does it, because I'm going to get 2 from catching Gengar, and I'm going to get 1 from getting the line, so. Then we'll just go get a bunch of EP, and we'll go from there. The main Battle Bingo card that I really enjoy is the extra one that you unlock after you've beaten all 9 of these ones, so that'll be when things get really interesting, at least in my personal opinion, so. Alright, so the ground type is Marowak with Rock Tomb. The water type is Lantern, so I might just do that line and then we'll do the bottom half after that, so. Because I have enough EP now where I should be able to do that, because I'm going to get 2 from that thing anyway, so. Let's give this to Cacturne so we can take care of things here. Let's see. Because this is Marowak, so we're going to do that one with... well, I guess I can do that one with Cacturn. And then Quagsire can do this one because this is Lantern. So... yeah. Yeah, so we're good here. I wonder if the abilities are set. Like, I wonder if Quagsire's Water Absorb is actually, like, always going to happen here. Because, I mean, the genders aren't set, so I would imagine they would have left the abilities to be set, but I don't know. So, it's just something that could be randomized, but I would like to believe that it's not going to be, considering how important it is for fighting some of this stuff, you know? Like, I probably would have been able to KO Lantern anyway there with Quagsire, even if I didn't have Water Absorb, but it would have been a lot hairier, so... Alright, so Cacturn should be able to do this one, because there's no stab on this attack, so... And I think we're faster than Marowak anyway, at least the first turn. Golem should be no problem for Cacturn either, because it's got a 4 times weakness and we're faster than it, so... And it's Rock Throw rather than Rock Tomb, so... Oh, good! We just one-shotted it. Perfect. Good job, Cacturn. I think this is the first time I've ever used Cacturn, now that I think about it, is with this card, so that's pretty interesting. Gengar, why don't you open this up for us so we can get 3 EP. Very nice. So we got 3 to distribute. I could swear that grass type down there is going to be like a grass poison type. I don't know that for sure, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be. I definitely need Quagsire for the electric types, though. I know that one is Magneton. That one's Golem, so I'm going to need Cacturn for that. Arbok is that poison type in the middle, so Gengar can handle that. And I guess we give one more to Quagsire to handle the electric types, and we'll just go across this whole row. I'm going to see what this one is, just to go from there. And we'll just do each line. We'll just do it line by line by line, and then we'll be good to go. This is Electrode. Alright, that's fine. I should be able to deal with this. It'll be faster than Quagsire for sure, but yeah, that's not going to make a big difference, especially with T-Bolt. Yeah, it does not have Explosion, thankfully. It probably wouldn't even have KO'd Quagsire if it did. I mean, well, maybe. I mean, with Explosion, you know, cutting defense in this gen, it might have, but it's fine. We took care of it. Cool. So there's that. Let's see. So Cacturn for Golem, Quagsire for Magneton, and then Gengar for this Arbok. Let's do it. And we could just have Quagsire do this one too, but we caught all 3 of these guys. We might as well use them all, you know. I don't even know what to say there, though, because it's like, we caught all 3 of these guys, gals, whatever they are, because their genders are not set. We caught all 3 of these people. I guess that's the best way. Well, more Pokemon than people, but you know what I mean. Alright, now for this one, we'll get Cacturn going against Golem. And then it's just the bottom line. Yeah, we should be able to. I mean, it's 4 times effective. Cacturn's faster. Cacturn's got like 115 special attack or something ridiculous like that. So.
That was easy.
You know what I should do? I've been thinking about this because I don't really know a whole lot about the post-game of like Pokemon Black and White 1 or 2. And I could do that blind for the stream, but if I can't wait long enough and I decide I want to play Black and White 1 or 2 again, maybe I'll like randomize a Cacnea as one of the starters and use it just for the hell of it. Now this is only going to get us 1 EP, but anything that we do on the bottom line now will make a line, so it should be, we should be able to handle this no matter what. Yeah, do it! I should. Actually, I should also check and see if you can just catch one in Black and White 2, because I could have sworn that you could catch one in Black and White 2, but I might be thinking of like Blaze Black 2 and Volt White 2 instead, so. Black City and White Tree Hollow are worth it, they're calling out to you. Yeah, well, I'll see. It'd be nice to know, like, what to expect going into those, you know what I mean, when I do it for the stream. Although that's a few years off at this point, but still, it'd be nice to know going into it, I guess. Alright, we got 1 EP. I'm probably just going to hit that 1 EP panel down there, and then, let's see, we've got a grass panel, a poison panel, and a water panel. So... I definitely want Gengar for the poison panel, so I guess I'll just give this to Gengar, although I'm probably going to just hit up this EP right here first. Alright, there we go. That's 2 EP. And I think I'm going to give both of these to Gengar because I'm a little spooked by that grass type, but Gengar should be able to handle both the poison type next to me and the grass type over on the other side. And then from there, we'll just go from there with Cacturn and take out the water type. Yeah, and then Bob's your uncle. Wheezing. Alright, that's fine.
That was a good one.
Gengar can handle a Wheezing. Yeah, oh yeah, especially if it blows up, but I don't... It probably is just going to Sludge Bomb, so... If it even gets a turn. Not if I crit that. Oh my lord, Gengar, slow down!
It's definitely dead. I don't think you needed a crit.
No, I didn't need a crit, I don't think, to KO it. Gengar's special attack is through the roof, but... Hey, no kill like overkill, I guess. Final Fantasy X taught me that one. Right, let's give Cacturn this one. And we got another EP. So, let's give Quagsire one in case that water type is too much for Cacturn to handle, because then I could just send Quagsire in and water absorb whatever it's doing, so... As for the grass type... Victory Bell! Okay, I guessed correctly. There was going to be a grass poison type somewhere in here, and Gengar can 100% handle this. Easy. Gengar's another one that I haven't really used, though, to be honest. I've used a Ghastly and a Haunter for a little while in, like, Gold, Silver, Crystal.
I don't think I've ever used it.
Yeah, I usually don't end up trading it, basically. That's the only thing that kind of holds me back from using it, is because it's a trade evolution. So usually that's what keeps me from using it. So, but I did use Haunter for a little while to get Mean Look for the Legendary Beast in Gold, Silver, Crystal, so... And now we have 2 EP, so just give it to these guys, and then we'll be good. Alright, let's start with Cacturn, see what it is. It is Tentacruel, so probably Quagsire will be better for this, because... It really just depends on what Tentacruel has for its move. If it has Sludge Bomb, Cacturn is 110% dead. Water Pulse, we might be able to KO it if I don't get Confuse Haxed, but if I do, it's not really a big deal, because Quagsire can just get Water Absorb going, and then we'll be fine. So. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to give my Scarecrow Cactus the pleasure of losing this battle. I'm just going to give in, and then we'll go straight to Quagsire, and let Quagsire handle that Tentacruel. Easy. Oh, there is no Cacnea in Black and White too? Just checked? Okay, well thanks for checking for me, Conquer, but yeah, that's reason to put it in the randomizer, I guess. So, yeah, see, there you go. With Water Absorb, no problem. You could probably also KO this with Gengar, but it might be a little sketchier because Tentacruel's special defense is high. So, you've used Haunter and Gengar. They're pretty solid. Yeah, they're pretty good Pokemon. They get a really wide move pool from my remembrance, but I just never really got the chance to use them, that's all. Never used Gengar since you could never trade Evo for it or any other Mon that evolves through trade. Yeah, I get that. That's usually my reason, so. Alright, so we missed 1 EP that we could have had at the end there, but that's okay. We still got almost 1,000 Poke Coupons, and hell, I could go buy a TM now if I wanted to. Excuse me, so I might actually go do that. Because Thunderbolt is available in the Cypher Key layer, but I don't think it's available until later, and Gardevoir could really use that, so we'll see. And for beating the Expert card, you get an Elixir, so that's not bad. I think I'm actually going to go do that. I think I'm going to go buy Thunderbolt before we finish the stream, and then I'll just meet you guys back here to finish the other 2 bingo cards on the next episode, so... You kept your old handhelds and chargers, so yeah, you probably could do some, trade yourself to get the trade evos, yep. That works. I mean, I have some of my old stuff, so if I went back to like the Game Boy Advance games, I could definitely do trade evolutions to trade with myself, so. Like, I still have all the Game Boy SPs that we used for the Crystal Chronicles playthrough, and that was way back in the day.
I just made a whole bunch of trades.
Yeah, and Steve was using the GBA SPs for doing a whole bunch of trades for himself for his Sapphire file. So
I'll probably battle you with that.
Yes, what we were thinking.
It's so good right now.
What we were thinking was that Steve and I would have a battle in one of the bonus episodes, just as a nice little callback to the old Pokemon Versus stuff that we did way back, because that's like 10 years ago at this point. So it'd be a nice little callback, I think.
I put a lot of thought into my team this time, like last time.
Well, we'll see how it goes once we get there. So. But yeah, you can get a whole bunch of cool stuff from this one, and it's a lot easier to get these now because you can get a lot more Poke Coupons from doing Battle Bingo over and over again. So you can repeat a card as many times as you'd like, so that makes it easier to get these. But you can get Psychic, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Flamethrower, Shadow Ball. The only thing missing from this list that I would have loved to see here would have been Earthquake. I wouldn't have cared if it was like 5,000 or 6,000 Poke Coupons. Earthquake is so hard to come by, and so many Pokemon like having it as a coverage move that it would have been great to have here, but, well, you know, so much for that. But you can get Mental Herbs, White Herbs, Quick Claws. If you did the interview a little bit differently with Emily's mother there, you could have gotten a Quick Claw from her there, but, yeah, I didn't bother. So you can get a Focus Band, Bright Powder, King's Rock, Scope Lens, Choice Band, Shell Bell, and then the berries that raise certain stats in a pinch, so... Except for the one that raises attack. You don't get that one in this one. That's a Lychee Berry, and... Well, unfortunately, you can't get it in this one. You can get it from Jirachi in the Pokemon Coliseum event, but, well...
From the disc.
That means you need to have the disc. I have the disc, but doesn't mean that everybody does, so... Alright, but let's get Thunderbolt because I have enough Poke Coupons.
Yeah, and right now I can't grow berries. The internal battery runs dry.
Oh, yeah, because if the internal battery runs dry on the Gen 3 games, you can't actually grow berries because they never grow if you plant them, so that's no good.
And it won't tell you what day of the week it is either.
Yep. Alright, T-Bolt, Gardevoir, here you go. Got a new move for you. There we go.
That permanently?
Yes, its moveset is complete once I give it Thunderbolt here, so... Get rid of Shockwave, and there we go.
Oh, Light Screen Reflects Psychic and Thunderbolt.
Mm-hmm.
What's your aggro gonna know?
Iron Tail, Rock Tomb, Earthquake, probably Protect. Because Quagsire also will have Earthquake by level up, so... Yeah, probably gonna do that.
You're putting a Quagsire in here too?
Yeah, I switched out the other one for Quagsire, but don't tell them what the other one was.
I don't even remember what it was.
Okay, good.
I really don't.
Okay, good. Alright, but Gardevoir's moveset is complete. Flareon's almost there. I just gotta, once I get Earthquake, I gotta get Flareon Protect instead of Quick Attack. Breloom, once we don't need False Swipe again, which maybe by the end of this dungeon we won't need it, I'm also gonna buy a move from the move reminder for Breloom that Breloom was missing out on when we caught it, so... And then Laren just needs Protect and Earthquake along with Rock Tomb instead of Headbutt. Quagsire just needs Earthquake, and then it's done, and then that's just our last one, which we'll be worrying about not on the next episode of Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, the Stream Edition. That probably won't be until much later. But I will, however, be able to meet all of you back here so that we can figure out what we're doing with the rest of the Battle Bingo cards and then go take on the Cypher Key Lair once we return on Thursday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and hopefully by then I won't have as many body aches, because if I do, well, something very wrong happened, but I don't think it's going to happen. So yeah, I'll meet you guys back in Railgam Tower for the next episode. Thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. And I will see all of you on the next one, which, as I said, will be on Thursday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, everybody, take care and have a good one. You never had a second handheld or cable to trade with yourself? You do ever have two 3DSs, so you can trade with DS-era gens. There you go. So yeah, you can do some trade evolutions there if you want. That disc is worth some dosh, yeah, in places like the Pokemon Exchange Reddit. You've seen some serious dosh chains hands on that subreddit. Well, I won't be using it for much of anything else in the future, so maybe I'll decide to sell it to somebody. Have to hope that they don't try to pay me in NFTs, though, because that's not going anywhere. I had to get that one in somewhere, and there you go. All right, I'm out of here before the NFT bros get here.